There we go. Hello and welcome. Sorry about that glitch in the beginning. I hit the wrong button. My bad. We have a player joining us shortly. He's running a little behind. So last time, you guys were in a jail cell, waiting to be taken before the new Council of Stonebriar, apparently charged with the murder of some people. It's quite confusing on what happened because it has nothing to do with what you guys did. While awaiting, you heard a familiar voice and a familiar friend lead you out of that room and down a tunnel. And when you came through the doorway, you got blasted with heat. A heat that you have not yet felt. As you found yourself surrounded in a desert area, you worked your way around the streets as slaves to avoid being captured, detected, as you guys are outsiders, by a mule. A human dwarf mix race. As you took him to his house, you bartered by creating water, as water was a precious source, and they led you towards the Golden Palace. As you got to the Golden Palace, you were taken before the God King, Graven Elsdragon, and there he was going to eat you guys, because that's what he does. Instead, it brought up who you guys were. You discussed with him why you guys are there, because you were definitely out of time. Upon having a good conversation with him and figuring this out, one of our fellow heroes came talking to a known deity who was no longer a god, but just a mortal known as Vecna. After commencing in some conversation, you guys were given some items. Drazaha found an old, powerful relic, possible artifact of Bahamut's old avatar. An ancient armor called the Armor of the Divine. He put it on, had to prove his worthiness to wear it, and as the spirit said, we shall see, as he approved him. With that, you guys were flown by the back of these drake-like creatures to an area where the lost city sunk into the Great Mountains. As you guys hopped off the backs of these creatures. The flyers left, leaving you guys there. As you entered into the cave system, you came in finding a large, vast cave with braziers for fire. As you lit them on fire, you guys slowly worked your way around until you found piles of bone that looks like a very large creature ate a lot and pooped it out. Then you come across a puzzle as you guys are in the middle of trying to figure out how this puzzle works. Bells turns the handle as the wall closed shut around his hands with the spikes protruding just barely into his arm, stopping it from turning and pulling out. As the left side of the doorway pops open, there are a series of levers and switches. And that is where we're going to pick up, right after we run the title. Boom. There we go. All right. So, Jordan, you are not in Roll20 yet. So, as soon as you get in, you are currently up by the... I guess it would help if I moved the map so everybody could see it. Change the map to its location.
It's gonna fucking lag everybody when I log in, I'm sure. Roll20 sucks.
Alright, where are we? Because all I see is darkness.
Scroll
No,
up to the
down.
top.
There's nothing there.
Nice hat, Daniel.
Thanks, man.
Do you see the ping?
I see the ping, I do not see anything there.
Let me double check your character sheet. And damn it. Remind me after the game so I can go through and double check everyone's characters, make sure this stops.
Thank you.
No
I
problem.
think the problem is that it resets on each map.
I think you might be right. So, I need placements. I have Silvar looking at the levers on the left. I have Bells with his hand in the cookie jar on the right. I have Tanglefoot standing next to Bells.
What the fuck is Tanglefoot?
Tanglefoot is a
Tanglefoot
six-leg
is-
wolf the size of Drazaha that was created out of roots, plants, and other things of nature within the garden. And Jordan created his own little pet.
You mean the size of Caldaka?
It is a large wolf the size of Caldaka.
You said the size of Drought the
Yeah.
Hob, but I
Oh,
was
sorry,
let it go.
Caldaka, my bad.
I
My
wasn't
bad.
gonna let that go.
Stay right there.
Like if that's the case, we need to enlarge Drazaha just a little bit.
So, where are you guys' placements?
Be right there.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm where I am. I'm cool with it.
I'll probably be just right here.
Alright, does Bells have a token on the map right now?
Yes, he does. I'll double check.
I don't
Good
see
work,
it.
Dan.
But...
Yeah, you've got sight and everything, so you should be able to see it. Go to the top.
It's up at the top of the map.
Currently
Okay, got it.
pinging it. All right.
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Someone save me.
So, you guys have your hands in the cookie jar currently.
Is all of this made of stone?
Yes, it is all made of stone. Some of it.
Secondary question: how big is the hole where Jordan put his arm to pull the lever?
It's
Let me show
this
you.
Side.
It's about my arm size.
Each of the holes with the spikes are about the size of an arm, just enough that the spikes will protrude into your arm when the walls close. The first time he turns the lever to the left, and by the time it comes back, the first wall closed around his wrist. So his wrist can't move because of the spikes currently, which
And
opened up the
how-
panel onto the left.
And how high up the wall is the hole?
It's roughly
Arm
about,
height.
I want to say it's probably about 5.5 feet up. Enough for
Okay,
a
Jaws
six,
up.
enough
I'm gonna
for
need
a
you to
6-foot
pick
tall
me up.
person to grab it. But currently, Bell's hand is already in it with the first wall closed on his hand. So the left side opened up, revealing new levers.
I know. Hey, Jaws will how to pick me up whenever he gets back.
Okay, so
I don't think Bells can one-arm pick me up.
probably
Well,
not.
I don't know. Bells, do you think he can one-arm pick me up?
I don't know. If I was in like shape gorilla, maybe, but not shape human with arm trapped. I don't think it's gonna work.
Shape human with arm trap. That's a good one.
Has anyone tried any,
Well,
And if you
don't
guys
know the whole
remember,
thing
there
that
were 6 levers on the
where,
left side.
Where Silvar is, there are 6 levers, and they were in the position
Yep.
when the
Right,
thing opened, and then they all reset to the middle.
has anyone tried any magic or anything?
We literally just got here.
They literally got there, Bells grabbed the handle, turned it left, and it revealed on the left side levers.
I did
And
the
that's
thing.
when we ended it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They do know that the portal behind this door is magical.
Do they
it's
know
some
that the
type
portal's
of-
already open? Or is it like,
They don't know that information.
that's what I'm trying to get. Whether it's the portal's already open and we've got to get through the door, or if it's the levers are going to open the door and the portal. If you know what I mean.
It's assuming the levers are at least going to open the door.
Right. That's what I figured.
Well, do we want to put the levers into the position that we saw them?
Yes.
We
Or do we
could.
want to try other stuff first?
Well, because I know
Well.
Roland wanted to try something also, but he needs
I
Jaws
feel
to
like
carry him.
at this point,
I need
it should
Jaws
be
out here to
my
try what I
decision.
want to try.
That's true.
Your
my
arm is
arms.
wrapped in the yeah.
So my vote is to try and put them back in the position they were originally.
All right, I'll put the levers in the position that they were earlier. Up, down, 0, up, down, up was the position that they were in.
All right, so you put the first one in up position, and you hear a series of chains and clanks and grindings of gear. Then it stops. You put the second lever in a down position, you hear it again. Click, 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 and it stops. You leave the third one in the 0 position. You take the fourth one and put it up, and again you hear tick, click, 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 click. Now, Jordan, over by you could feel a slight vibration as you hear tick, 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 click.
Gentle gentlemen.
You put the fifth lever in the down position, and more sound of chains and cogs working. And as soon as you put the sixth one in the up position,
Get in, boys.
it goes click, 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 click. Jordan, over by you, all of a sudden, the next wall of stone slams shut and the levers reset.
Oh, fuck me.
And the
So now your
levers
elbow is
reset.
locked. You have your wrist locked and your elbow locked in with spikes. This one, on the other hand, actually does do damage to you as the spikes protrude into your arm. You take 3 points of piercing damage.
Oh, no!
So was that right or wrong?
So
And all the levers reset.
And all
That's
the
what
levers
Chargrin.
reset.
That's what Chargrin perceived when he
Yeah.
first looked into it. So that's not the combo for this thing.
You don't think? You don't think that it's multi-step? Like that was just the first combination?
Could be a thing.
Ah, that's
But we
true.
don't-
The
But
more,
none of us know
the
also
more
know
things
how to
that
read.
slam on my arm, the more I get sucked into the door, and eventually through, and I'm like, or was it Play-Doh spaghetti? I'm gonna just like squeeze through the other side.
God. Then you
Bells,
materialize on the other side.
Yes.
stuck in the hole. Can you tell how thick the walls are? With the spikes on your
At
arm?
least my arm.
Each stone slab that comes in shut is about a good 6 to 8 inches thick.
Okay. Jaza,
Yeah.
I need you to hold me up.
What a strange request. Okay.
Like
I grabbed
next to
the
Bells.
I could just try and shapeshift out of this, by the way, if you want to like peer into the hole, but it's gonna reset everything back to normal probably.
No, that's fine.
All right, well I'm just gonna chill then, hanging
Go
out.
ahead.
Pick him up by his waist and just.
All right. Forklift him.
All right, get me close to the door.
The door or the panel?
Where Bells is stuck currently.
All right.
All right. With both of my hands free, I'm going to use Stone Shape and try to cut the panels out of the thing so they're not protruding into Bells' arm.
Okay, so you cut out the panels and move the stone away. Bells, you feel the spikes come out of your arm and move themselves back and away from your area. So the spikes are no longer there, nor is your hand being held, arm being held. Roland, while you're in there stone shaping, you could feel that each of these discs that you're stone shaping have the ability to move in a random direction. Being that you're a dwarf and you perceive with stoneworking, there's a good chance that if there was another wrong lever switched with this, his arm would have been twisted in multiple different ways and sheared off in 3 separate places.
I can grow it back, it's fine.
Fucking piccolo.
So, now that the panels are removed, is that still a possibility of danger?
No, it's no longer a possibility of danger.
Because I can move through 5 feet of stone.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's you've removed the danger of this side of the puzzle.
Okay, panels are good.
Do you want me to keep holding this to keep the thing active, or?
I think that
I was gonna say you
let
should try to
go,
release
the
it and see
other
what
side will
happens.
close.
To see if this
as
thing
I'm
closes.
as I'm sitting there and draws his arms. All right, we're good.
We're just having like a face-to-face conversation for the first
Right.
time. So,
So that's
Roland,
what you
should I
look
let
like.
them know? Because there's a gem that I'm holding on to if you didn't get a chance to see it last time.
Matter
Holding
of
onto the
fact,
gem is what opened the switches, correct?
Roland, for your dwarven ability, do you remember what it was for your stone cutting for knowledge of stone and earth?
1 second.
Can't remember exactly what it was under.
Roland, what opened the panel for the switches was when I grabbed the handle and then turned it to the left. It didn't go to the right by default. I wasn't able to turn it, so.
Is stone cutting.
Yeah, he kind of took that away, Jordan. As the third one would have shut, it would start to go to the right automatically and keep going. And every round you would have taken damage from all 3.
I mean, I probably would have just.
Until your arms would have completely twisted around, broke off, and tore off.
shifted
Provided
into
you
an octopus.
can't shapeshift, that's what would have happened.
Gives me a bonus to perception for unusual stonework like sliding walls, traps,
Okay, so it's
or new
perception.
construction.
All right, make a perception
Um,
check then. Because while you're stone shaping, you see the stone, you feel the stone, and as it...
You are the stone.
Yeah, one with the stone.
Nice.
Never mind.
All right, so on today's edition of Jordan Eats, we have a public sub that I got for free because they kept me in line for 30 minutes after I ordered it online. So, cheers.
Nice. Thanks, Publix. Sounds good.
That's not me chewing. I have pushed talking.
Stone cutting.
I just went ahead and turned your camera on anyway, so it's good.
Nah, it's not me.
Oh, okay. Somebody else is chewing crackers or something. Chagrin.
Probably Chargrin.
Not me, I'm unmuted.
Or so he thought. Did sound like carrots.
They did something super crunchy.
All right, so the danger of the right side of the puzzle has been removed. Now you just have your hand.
Now
on
we
the-
just have how many possible combinations we have to try.
Wait, so did Bells take his hand off of the lever, I'm assuming?
No, his hand's
He's
still on the lever.
Okay.
Jaws, you can put me down now.
Do we want to see what happens when he takes his hand off? I mean, I assume it'll probably close the panel.
Mikey, you're muted.
Yeah. I'm refreshing so I can see everyone.
I don't know. Mikey's just quiet for some reason. Discord's not picking up, so.
It's probably his like controller because
Check,
since it's
check,
plugged in there.
check.
There you go.
Yeah,
There we
go.
We're
My,
live.
my shit had to get unplugged and plugged back in again.
So,
So that combo didn't work.
nope.
All right, guys, you just want to start flipping the switch in every
We
single
could try the
possible direction.
opposite.
Or
Problem is
I
there
could
is
cut
no,
through the door.
like, you can
Problem
try.
is, if I cut
The
through
door is iron.
uh,
So, if you can cut it, huh?
the door is iron.
Yes.
Does it look like it slides up and down?
No, it looks
or-
like it opens on a hinge
Go on the side.
on the side.
Damn.
I mean, you can
So
use
that's the
stone
hinges,
shape and
and
remove the
maybe-
stone away from the hinges that it's currently.
Yeah.
thinking,
It just take a while.
and then just push the door through, but it's probably a really heavy door.
Through the portal. That's
Considering it is almost 20 feet wide and 40 feet tall, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it probably wouldn't
How
be
big
easy
is
to
it?
push, and then if I remove the hinges, we wouldn't be able to move it with switches anymore. So probably safe to leave it as it is right now.
Well,
And with
know
that,
how to read
I would like to look at the pile of bones.
How
Okay.
heavy would you say that door would be then?
Huh?
How heavy would you say that door would be then?
That
How
door,
thick is it?
you go
More
and you
than-
knock on it and it feels solid.
So more than 1,000 pounds.
Way more than 1,000
Well-
pounds.
Okay.
Give me the dimensions of it, Jimmy.
5 foot thick, 25 feet wide, 40 feet tall. Yeah, I think that's more than 1,000 pounds.
Well,
It's
a
roughly
cubic,
725,000 pounds.
725.
yeah, a cubic foot is 500 pounds. So
Of rock or concrete. Concrete's lighter, I guess. Concrete is 145 pounds per.
this is metal, not.
I thought it was stone.
No, metal.
It's
no,
iron.
Not the
it's
door.
iron.
Oh, it's iron.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So it's even more.
All right, so
Oh, so if that was stone, that's how much it would have weighed? Holy
Yeah.
crap. So, yeah.
500 pounds a cubic foot for iron.
Yeah,
So
definitely not
That's a
moving
lot.
that. This thing is huge. And if you were to remove the hinges and it was to fall, it would make a very loud bang.
right.
Enough that it would probably hurt y'all's ears.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna assume that it's solid iron, and we're gonna take those dimensions, that's like millions of pounds, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yep. We have to open this door.
Well, I removed the danger from
Yep. So now it's just
the
time to
trap.
start
So,
flipping the switches up and down and see which one works.
Matter of finding the right switches.
6 by 6 to the third power.
Is there any special markings on like where the switches are other than celestial?
Nope, it's just celestial language written all over the door.
Okay.
So I can't read celestial.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're kind of shit out of luck with that. We have to figure out something else.
One more thing to do is just to
We
keep on doing switches until it
literally
works.
just flip switches. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
search through these bones on the left, see if there's anything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, but I remember him saying they were like pooped out, so I don't
He's like,
want to touch
nah,
them.
nasty. So as you go over and you start looking through the bones, you start messing around. That pile right there so far seems fresh from today.
Okay.
Within the
Yeah,
last
it's definitely
24
not
hours, it was decently pooped out.
Are
You
there any
see-
tracks and or anything like that I could assist my brother with locating of the beast that shat this out?
There's different trails and different tracks that takes all over from here. So,
Like the entire ground in this area has.
Yeah, because assuming
tracks,
this thing,
there's no way
especially
to-
with the tunnels, is almost like a snake-like being. I'm trying to like specifically look for something like that, something of larger size that could poop this all out in once, and maybe the edge of where like one side of his body would be, and to see where like these tracks may be like maneuvering.
it more or less looks like it fell.
Okay.
So it was shat out from a height
Okay.
instead of just dragged and trailed like a snake would.
Okay.
Where there are markings of a giant snake-like creature, there's several different types of markings. There are some markings that the trails are maybe 10 foot wide, and there are other markings that it's 20 foot wide of a slithering type of creature.
Okay.
Within the markings, you see little drag marks, like where it might have protruding spikes on its body. And it doesn't seem like it is a soft type of body. It almost seems as if it is a hard shell.
So it's safe for us to assume, though, that with the 10-foot holes and the 20-foot holes that are in the walls, it could be the same thing that made the holes.
It is very safe to assume it could be the same thing that made the holes, yes.
All
I
right.
wasn't aware there were holes in the walls.
While we try to get these cameras fixed. Do you guys have cams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see everybody.
Everybody but you.
Yeah, Tom's just frozen, and then you're still T-posed.
All right, so we have voices, but we don't have cams on my end for some reason. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, and let's rejoin the game. See if that helps. As it loads back in. So, you guys are staring at the puzzle. Where do you go from there? There are tons of combinations for you to input.
We were going to try the same combo, but switch up the last one. So it's going to be up, down, 0, up, down, 0.
Okay. Same thing. When you put the levers into positions, you hear the sounds of chains and clacking and the turnings of cogs, the little vibrations of some stones moving in the background. And as soon as you put mind you, all the levers are in 0 to begin with. So as you put the 5th lever into the down position, leaving the 6th one in the 0 position, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did it make any noises?
Nope.
Now I'm
'cause
going to flip the last lever down.
As soon as
see
you
if
flip the
anything
last
happens.
lever down, you start to hear. Jordan, the handle that you're holding that was perfectly flat turns to the right, to where you're holding it straight up and down. I don't know if you can't see me on camera because the cams are down for some reason.
I'm trying to refresh, see if we can see you.
So it's straight up and down now?
Yeah, so the handle itself is now straight up and down.
Can I push it or pull it?
Nope.
Can I turn it to the left?
No, you cannot. It is in that position. It's safe to assume that the doors would have moved and pinched your arms and then caused your whole
And
arm to
then, yeah,
rotate and
We
cut
failed.
3 different
3 times.
That was
positions.
the wrong one again then.
Would I not have just let go?
In theory, if you would have shape changed, yeah, you could have let go.
No, I
Otherwise,
just,
you wouldn't.
released my grip, so the handle turned and my hand didn't.
No, because as soon as you would have released your grip, I mean, you can do that and see what would happen. But your hand's in such a tight space, even if you released it, it's gonna turn anyways, and your hand's right there.
All right, boys, we need another combination, I guess.
Yeah.
What I need is to.
Well, there's another one that's in the 0 position. We could try putting that either up or down. So it's up,
Yeah.
down, 0, up, down.
Right, so the one that's 0 is the one that needs to be changed instead of the rest of them?
Possibly. Like, we have 2 of them that need to either go up or
Yeah.
down.
again, as far as we know, the danger is removed from it, and Jordan won't, or Bells won't lose his arm.
Yeah.
So we could try it. So it'll be up, down, up, down, up would be the position we would place it in.
Okay, so you put it where?
Third one, instead of 0, would go up. The rest of them are in the position that we saw them in.
Okay, so as you put them in the positions and you put the last one over, the handle once again moves right, and now your wrist would be facing upward, Jordan, while holding the handle. And all of the levers reset. Safe
It
to
was a
say.
big nope.
Yeah, that's a big nope.
With
I mean,
that,
we've yet to put it down, but
hang
then
on a
we'd
second
have
with
to
that.
do
I'm
a
going to
backflip
bring
to
the
reset
stream
arm.
down. I'm going to bring everything down, close it out, and reopen everything back up.
Yeah. You said start, your camera went dark.
Your
came
camera's
up
dark
around.
on my end.
Okay. I gotta refresh again.
There we go. We're back.
And
All
we're
right.
back, and we're back.
Back in business. So, as you guys are sitting there messing with levers, the last one that you left in the 0 position didn't activate. As soon as you put it in the down position, it caused the switch to turn
Alright, went-
Jordan's wrist up like
it
that.
So how thick is the iron door?
5 foot thick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this may seem like a stupid thing, guys, but I have 2 more stone shape spells. I could just cut 2 doors. One forward through the wall, and then one to the right to get behind the iron door.
I mean, what we could do also is I could heat metal on the door, and then
Okay.
you could create water, and we could hit it with water to rapidly cool it and make it brittle, and then see if we could just smash through the bitch.
What was the handle made out of again?
An amethyst gem. So, to describe this,
Okay.
Jordan, the hole itself where your wrist is about this wide, and it's about that deep. So your hand's inside this hole. You're holding on to it like a T-bar.
I
So
understand.
2 fingers on one side, 2 fingers on the other. So even if you let go, that handle's still going to turn and start twisting your wrist anyways.
Well, now I'm going to put my feet on the wall, and I'm going to prepare for it to turn again. I'm just going to walk around the wall and then drop off the other side, still holding it.
Smart.
Because if we keep doing this, we have another 726 permutations that we can go through.
Yeah. But we're kind of shit out of luck since none of us know Celestial, so.
Oh no, we just do a process of elimination in the variables. Kind of like whenever you're doing like a 4-digit pin code, you just try every pin code until you get it right.
Yeah, brute force attack
Yeah,
is
but
still.
that's what I'm saying, though. There's 726 permutation of that variable that we can.
Yeah.
Well, let's do another one and get one more down.
Right?
Because it's
All right.
3 to the 6th power because there's 6
Yeah.
switches. 3.
Just three different positions. I
Well,
got
instead
it.
of talking about it, let's go ahead and start sifting
I'm
through all
gonna
of them.
flip them all to the same position, and in the third position where it would be 0, I'm flipping it down this time instead.
Okay, you flip it into the down position, so it's up, down, 0, down, down, up.
No, it's up, down, down, up, down, up.
Okay. You flip it and you hear the same things, and once again, the levers reset, and Jordan
And
walks.
I see Bell's foot walking.
You see
on
him
the,
doing
on
this
the wall.
little wall, like hang on to it, like I got it. Jordan, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
I could have just.
It
had
is.
Groundhog carry
It
you.
should be more along the lines of strength because you're holding the handle and keeping yourself propped. But I'm doing dexterity, which I don't think is much better than your strength, is it?
No, and athletics wouldn't help either.
Actually, do you have athletics?
Yeah.
Then let's go ahead and do an athletics check then.
It's still plus nothing.
Plus
15.
5,
Okay. So
20.
yeah, you're able to keep yourself propped up there even though gravity's pulling you down, which so now your hands would be in the complete upside down backwards position. So it'd be over here like this.
So I get a couple more turns now.
So
Yeah, and then we back it up again.
all the
Before you have to-
all the
before you-
levers reset.
Okay. Well, I don't know who else wants to try flipping these switches a couple more times?
Well, we could investigate and try and perceive if there's different noises whenever. Like can I go and
I heard the same noises when we switched them around, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, they're the exact
When you
same
started, it was
noise.
the exact same sound. There's no cue that one was
What
in
about-
the right position when I flipped the
what
switch.
about the feel, like the way that it felt?
Was there anything that I felt in terms of like pressure in the lever when I flipped it into a certain position?
Nope. It was all the same.
So
It's literally getting the right number.
Alright, well, let's do this. Flip them all upwards. Put them all in the up position.
all right, sounds like Chargrin, are you flipping them?
Yeah.
All right, Chargrin's flipping them all up.
All right.
I want to do a perception check on the ceilings and whatnot while we're doing this, since we've been standing here for the last couple minutes. See if anything's noticed that we've come by.
What the hell is going on here?
22.
Fine, I'll delete that.
Since my character has been not only a part of this the whole time, but is also like holding the lever and
Uh-huh.
is like intently focused, can I try and roll an insight to see if I can get any hints?
No, but you do notice that now, the position that your hand is currently in, you not only hear that slight hum, but you feel it in your wrist now.
Oh, I feel the.
You feel the
Like a
handle start.
vibration?
Yep.
Okay. Hey guys, the handle is vibrating vigorously.
Is it vibrating in a certain tone?
Does it feel good?
Get on it.
Is it vibrating in a certain tone? Like, it stops for a couple seconds and starts up again? Or
Nope.
is
It just it gets. It seems like every time it moves and switches, it gets.
It's
More-
it's growing.
Yes. Every time it's wrong, it's getting more and more growing. As
Wow.
you flip all the switches into the up position,
Great.
again, they all reset, and the handle turns one more time. So now your hand would be back in the original position that you started in, correct?
I don't know. You never told me how far it was turning each time.
Quarter of a turn each time. So yes, it would be.
There you go.
As it comes back into the normal right here, you see what's left of the stone walls reopen back up, and you hear woof, 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 woof,
Oh shit.
vibrating from the crystal, and you see the crystal lighting up in the same pulse and the beat.
Well,
On the left side,
Because, like,
on the left side, the doors close over the levers.
I'm letting go.
As you let go, you hear something in
And
the
backing
distance.
away.
You hear something. It almost sounds like not an explosion, but like a rumbling. And then you guys start to feel the ground shake a little bit, just a little at first, and it gets gradually bigger,
Ready
bigger,
myself.
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, I'm
With,
putting ready stealth for if I see anything coming.
all right, as you guys
my
are,
action if once that thing fucking pops up.
as you guys are
Already a spell as well.
readying yourself, you start to feel the ground shake more violently.
I'm gonna jump away.
And in that
And at this-
moment,
At this point, I'm going to really quickly say a quick prayer to Bahamut, clutching my armor,
Tony
and
Stark.
activate it.
Over there.
okay,
Oh.
Oh,
you see the ground start to
Good job,
tremble and
Brown.
move.
Dog. It's a poop.
it called him.
It's a poop. Is that what you said?
It's a sarlacc. That's what it is.
Roland said.
Bursting through the ground, you see a creature
Right.
20 foot wide with brown plates for skin, spikes all over, just a giant mouth of teeth come up with a large roar. It vibrates and resonates off the caves. All those who had an action ready, I need you guys to go ahead and do your instant action you planned on. Drazaha summoned his armor. A spell was summoned and readied as this large creature comes barreling through the ground.
Does
You already know who it
plates on his
is.
face? What kind of plates do they look like?
They're armored plates, thick type of chitin.
Did it look like the acid was
That's not right.
innate on this animal, or was it just purely like its digestive tract?
The acid is probably a part of its digestiveness.
Okay.
Zan, you said you were readying an arrow.
I
Yeah.
was ready in the dagger too.
I'm
Mine's
gonna
just
start
advantage,
eating
but-
that fucking arrow.
Xanthus, Silvar, Roland, Bells, and Chagrin, you have 1 round of actions to do something.
Yep.
Just action.
Yep.
Whether it's
I didn't
move, whether it's use your attack actions.
Would it
But
be?
you guys were
is this
readying,
technically
so
a
you
surprise
have-
round.
It's
So would we get a full action or just one?
yes, you guys get it. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. You guys get a full. It's
Sweet.
not like your weighted action. This
Okay.
creature's coming. You knew it was coming, so your guys' initiative goes now, and then we roll initiative, and then combat begins.
Okay,
Okay.
sweet. So, it's like
So
a surprise round
Drazaha
almost.
summoned up his armor. As Drazaha says a prayer and holds his hand, again, metal plates flink out from his body as you see divine and holy light cover over. As you hear the sounds of just metal plates, just ching, 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 spread down over. His helm comes up over his face. As the big metal dragon's face, its eyes light up with blue divine energy. The wings on its back spreads out. And even within its wings is like almost, it's made of metal, but the metal wings move fluent as if it was almost liquid-like.
So Zan, you get 2 attacks this turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna heat the first arrow that he's gonna fire, and I'm gonna heat the second arrow that he's gonna fire.
First round, you're going to put a concentration spell, which would be this run. You're going to put a concentration on the first arrow. Next round, you would be able to put a concentration
But I-
on another arrow.
Okay.
Because it still takes 1 round to cast
It's
a
still
single
one
spell.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still get to it.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
you still get your attacks. It's just his spell takes
It's only
longer.
on the first arrow.
So next round when you fire, he could do it again, provided his initiative goes after
Oh,
or
this
before.
didn't roll damage in it.
So,
right,
I'm gonna
well-
start with Xanthus. You're gonna fire your bow. Bells, you were heating his arrow, correct?
Yep.
All right.
right.
Xanthus, go ahead and make your attack.
That's my attack.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did it hit?
It critted. That was nice.
Nice, dude.
What's the damage for that, Bells?
Cast it. I'm gonna cast it just at a second level, so it's just 2d8.
Okay. So,
Alright, and then my second arrow.
all right. So 7. So let's go ahead and pull up this creature. So first thing you did was then 15 plus that 19. Nice. All right, your second arrow you fired and it hits the creature's shell and your arrow just splinters and shatters. That arrow's
Damn.
destroyed.
Even if it's black and iron?
Just the arrowhead tip is tink 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 on the ground, but the
Oh.
arrow's still destroyed.
Cheat.
This creature's armor is thick, so it's safe to assume anytime you don't pierce its exoskeleton, that arrow will be destroyed.
Oh, pierce damage sounds good.
Well, good thing we have more arrows in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
your turn's done. Jordan, you cast the spell. Chagrin, you ready to casting of a spell. What are you doing?
I feel like it was a cool combo you could have played out. Like, you draw back an arrow and it begins to catch fire.
No, because it just starts to glow.
Wasn't Roland going to do
Same
something?
thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Roland was holding.
Because
it.
didn't Roland hold his spell?
Yeah, he cast his spell.
It's not really that you're holding a spell, it's you're readying, so you get your full round action.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because basically you have surprise on it, but it's not surprise because it can sense the vibrations and harmonics.
Probably has like tremor sense.
It does have tremor sense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual weapon, nice.
And that was the bonus action, and then
Spiritual
plus a
guardians.
D8 because I don't have a 3rd level spell, so it's a 4th level.
All right, where are you bringing Spirit Guardians at? That's on
Spirit Guardians is on
15
me.
feet.
Roll a D8 again. Right. There's a macro to that. Okay, so 24 damage if he gets in my radius.
You should have all your spells back. I don't know if you.
Yeah, you should.
You should have all your spells
All
back.
right, so it's 24 damage if he fails his save in your radius, correct?
Yep. Sure is.
Me as a side
And
request.
also because spiritual weapon.
Roland, we're gonna make this. We're gonna have a little fun with this. We're gonna fix this because load. On your character sheet, under your spells, you notice I have control of your character.
Yep.
Something I just recently found, which I think they added. Include spell description on attack. That's spiritual weapon. I need to find spiritual guardian. What level spiritual guard? Never mind, found it.
Spirit Guardians is 3.
You'll find no. It's
Are you talking about this higher level cast damage down here?
no. It's supposed to put its full description in with the roll as well, but for some reason it did not.
It's probably because I used it as this
There we go.
core instead of.
Yeah, if you would use your spells off your spells if possible, unless it's just direct damage, that way it puts the description in.
Sure thing.
Thank you. Especially because
Spiritual.
it's a while since actually read all that. Okay, perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's a lot of reading.
Yeah. But it's there. So, Spiritual Guardians, okay, 15 feet of area does this, the 24 damage. Was it the beginning or the end? Doesn't any number of creatures receive safe, blah, this isn't
On their turn.
for the first time on a turn it starts. That's what I wanted to know.
It's first time it enters the circle, or anytime it starts its turn inside the circle.
Yeah, so before it goes, it has to make the save, which I wanted to make sure I had that taken care of. Alright, so you guys see Roland grab his holy symbol. As he starts to utter the words of Pelor, you see a bright yellow divine light come out from underneath him. The amulet and swirl around as you see spirits and souls start to fly out of the amulet. Starts to swirl up and around Roland and you guys within a 15-foot radius. Glancing at these little orbs of energy, they almost look as if they were angels with wings, swords, but faceless. With that, on your bonus action, casting out your spiritual weapon, beaming from your holy symbol out to right by the giant purple worm, which is a sandworm, this creature forms out of bright radiant energy a giant mace.
I don't know what just happened. My internet just went completely out.
Yeah, I see. You got a black screen there. Let's see. So, boom, boom. Chagra needs to go. Silvar needs to go.
Yep.
Okay. So, Silvar.
I was gonna ask really quick as a side note, since we're in battle, do you think we could get some battle music?
I gladly will give you some battle music. I was going to wait till you said roll initiative, but
Oh, okay. That's all good.
that's all right. We got
I'm
some
going
combat
to
music.
throw one dagger from my bandolier and one from my armor of returning. At disadvantage because I'm too far away from this thing.
All right, make it roll.
But they will both be blackened iron. 13. That was from the first one's from returning, second one's from the bandolier.
Okay.
19.
So, as you throw your first dagger, it doesn't quite reach over to where the creature is with enough force. It just kind of barely hits it and falls off to the ground as it disappears and you feel the weight of it again. Your second dagger you throw over there, and you found the right spot in between two of its plates where it intersects and actually connects with it. And it stays in it.
And that would be my... Actually, yeah, you know, since I'm still here, I'm going to throw a third one. This one from the my Armor of Returning again.
Okay.
13.
Same thing again, as you throw this next dagger over, it goes and just ricochets off the armor and disappears, and you feel the weight once again on your back.
Man, bad rolls.
Let's see, gotta go back up here just to concentration up to 1 minute. So yeah, it just keeps concentration, doesn't have to do anything else. So from Silvar, Xanthus, Roland, Bells, Chagrin, welcome back. What are you doing?
Hey,
I'm
sounds
gonna
good. Sweet.
need a wisdom save because I'm gonna cast Polymorph on him.
Let's turn him into a turtle.
Also, Bells like threw a dagger into him, so you have a second location to heat metal if you wanted to.
Sick.
I threw it from my bandolier on my chest, so.
By the way, it does have advantage on saves.
What?
Yes.
It has advantage on wisdom saves.
It has advantage on any saves that have to deal with magic.
Okay.
You cast the spell as you see it start to take effect, as if it starts to form into the creature or what you're trying to turn it into. It just, the form shatters off as this creature glows a magical radius around it. And there, in a moment, you see something, a glimpse. Make a perception check, Chagrin.
Perception.
Within the worm's face, amongst the mid of the transforming, where it tries to transform, you notice there's a different face there, and it dissipates, as does the polymorph.
Okay. Then
So Chagrin, everybody.
I'm going to go ahead and quicken a second level spell,
Okay.
and that's going to be Scorching Rays.
And those
I'm
don't
gonna-
get saves. Instead, those are roll to hit. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to try to focus, kind of like imagining how I was told to draw energy from living things, seeing if I can pull it from the worm.
Too far away.
Too far away. Okay.
How it works is you pull it from you around your area. So everything within a 15-foot area of you, being that there's nothing living, there'd be no energy to pull.
He's within 15 foot.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were over there.
Nope.
Are you faking?
Yeah, for some reason I thought you were over where Drazahal was.
That's me. Hey there.
Chagrin, I need you to make a Constitution check.
Just a Constitution check.
Yep, or save, excuse me, a Constitution
Oh,
save.
Save. Okay.
Woo! Okay. As you start to think about it, you muster up. You can almost feel as if your hand reaches inside the purple worm and pulls some energy from it. Go ahead and make your rolls.
For the Scorching Rays.
Yep.
Alright. And now it's 3 rays. I'm going to
Yeah.
center them all on him. First one, second one, and third one.
The first ray you shoot out seemed to be twice as big as what it was prior. As it goes and it hits and just, it doesn't do anything to the outer plating of this creature. Your second ray hits in the same exact spot, again, just charring the armor. The third hit hits, pierces, and creates a small, very tiny, but a small little crack in the armor. As you see it kind of turn and look over in your direction.
Okay.
So let's see here, 7 plus.
You about to do worm poop, my dude?
It eats people on the reg.
I need you, Chagrin, to make a wisdom saving throw now.
Fuck.
Nice.
20. Okay.
22.
Pulling into the power of another being tasted delightful, much like a vampire to blood. You resisted the temptation of what they would call going too far. If you go too far and you fail the wisdom save, you will gladly pull from any one of your allies without care of their life, just to use the power for yourself. Which is the problem of the defiling in general, which is why the world ended up the way it is. So, with that, I need everybody to roll initiative.
One of these days, I'm gonna take the alert feat.
Yeah, join me, man.
Oh crap.
Sorry, I want to use shit.
Oh, nice.
Before you is Alderaan the Devourer.
Fuck. Can we use my other initiative since I forgot to click on my token? It was 10.
Would you rather use a 4?
I mean, 10, 4.
I'll change
There's
it.
difference between going before Jazaha.
Tangle.
Yeah, Silver, you forgot to
Roll
click on
mine,
yours also.
Rip the.
Or does he go on his own initiative?
I forgot because I'm rolling.
Tangled goes on his own initiative.
Gotta click
And
on character.
what class of creature is this? Like huge, gigantic?
This creature is gargantuan.
Oh.
Can I
It
get my
is
roll
a
from my
very
level?
large creature. It comes up out of the hole, and you see it kind of, its tail barely hanging into the hole. As it comes up, and it's roughly about 40 feet up, and still down and curving as it's looking right at you, Chagrin.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bells. This creature is looking at Chagrin like it's going to be snack food. Not only did you cast a spell at it and hurt it, which originally was going to go after Xanthus because it's got this thing in it that's burning the shit out of it, but you
Great.
also reached in and grabbed part of its spirit, which is a psychic damage to it. So, Bells, it is your turn.
Alright, my turn, huh? So, I'm gonna try and heat metal again on the dagger that Sylvar threw into it. Acceptable?
No, because the dagger is already buried into it.
Oh, it went all the
Can't
way
see the
into
handle
it?
sticking. He can't see the handle sticking out of it.
Actually, no, you could. You could heat the hilt, which would technically heat the blade. So yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay, and I want to cast that at a 4th level.
And that, by the way, is done on the damage is on his turn or your turn?
Let's see, the immediate damage would be on my turn. But then as a bonus action, I cast it again. So technically, if I bonus action now, he takes an additional 7 from the first one.
But you only get one bonus action a round.
This is a new round, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's maintaining concentration, so I don't know.
But if
Would
it
not-
specifically says as a bonus action, you can maintain concentration. That's what I mean. Holding an object, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I know, but the Ion Stone itself lets you maintain concentration on 2 of them.
So it means
if-
during your bonus action, you can maintain concentration, not maintain concentration and cast.
When did you get an Ion Stone?
Chagrin
Yeah,
Use
used
a
it.
matter, but I don't think it takes a bonus action to maintain it. I think it's just concentration.
No, it's not to maintain it. No, it's concentrated by itself.
You can use bonus action each of your turns to cause this damage again. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I also have-
So
bunch of
you can
concentration
either
on
cast a
stone.
spell as a bonus action, or you can use the ability to cause it to do damage, but it doesn't have to do damage.
Right.
But it stays concentrated up to a minute. So if you
Yeah.
cast that as a normal spell, then you can do damage as a bonus action. You could do damage to both of them as bonus action because it's the same bonus action between both your concentrations.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I should have rolled higher at the start. But okay, so this time it'll be 2d8 plus 2 more d8, so it's 4d8 damage.
From it.
48, man.
Yeah. So it does 19,
All right, so that
and
one.
then 7 from before, because I'll use the bonus action to do that damage too.
Okay.
So 26 damage that turn.
The DOT.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action. Okay, oh, I already have character sheet open. Duh. First off, before I do this, I have to make a Constitution saving throw. What was the DC?
For my stuff?
Yes, 17, I believe. Okay. So it's going to use a legendary action to bite Chagrin at disadvantage. 18 AC, Chagrin.
Nope.
As it slams down, tries to bite, you barely get out of the way. Then it goes to the Devourer's turn. The Devourer's turn. Its tail comes up, swings the tail over, and slashes at you, Chagrin.
Nope.
And then as it comes back down to bite you again. AC 15.
Nope.
Shit's fucking nuts.
You all of a sudden see a ripple around where its mouth is as the airwaves ripple towards you, Chagrin.
Not comfortable with this.
He is not happy with this.
Missed again, Chagrin. Damn.
Holy shit.
Wait a minute. That's my bad. That's not supposed to be an attack. That's supposed to be an automatic 60-foot cone. Why is that like that?
Probably had attack check
Yeah, I
marked
did.
instead of DC roll.
8, that's 2.
So it is 46 psychic damage unless you make an intelligence saving throw DC 18, which is not on there.
Where is the cone directed, James?
Chagrin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Are we in that line of sight or no?
No, you're not.
So just me.
I can't see anything. So.
Fuck.
Hang on one second. DC 18 save for...
Chagrin?
Yeah, this thing's a little pissed off at me.
Yeah.
GG.
I
Oh.
can only give it disadvantage so much.
Chagrin, you take 46. Which, even though if I would have hit you, Chagrin, I still have to roll a Constitution check per attack against you to see if it's at disadvantage because the shit's burning inside it.
I thought you rolled that at the start.
I decided to make it because it's inside, not on the outside where he makes a con check and drop it. Every attack, I'm making that roll.
Ow.
Because it's with the tail, it's with the bite, it's with every type of attack.
Well, sure. It does just say that you have it until, if you fail the save, you have it until the end of your next turn.
Yeah, so
Are
I'm
there
just...
two items in him currently that
There
are being
is
needed,
your
or did
arrow
he
that's
drop?
in him
Okay.
and the dagger that Silvar threw that stayed there from the Bandoiler.
Yeah, so there's 2 items in him that are both on fire.
Yep. So with that, the Devourer burns its attacks this round, and Chagrin, you have a taste of a Psychic Blast.
Yeah.
Oh, tasty, my friend.
With that, moving on to Xanthus.
Alright, let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. My movement. Attacking twice.
Okay. Both arrows hit thunk, thunk, and pierce the armor.
And then the third attack, I think, needs to be, might not be correct with the damage. But then my third attack.
Oh yeah, I need to modify that real quick. So give me 1 second.
And also, it would be with the Blackened Iron, so would it also get the poison damage added on, or no?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
I'll modify that while I'm in here. Let's see here. Bonus attack bow. That's the one.
Yes.
Damage
Yeah, because
D8.
I have the magic bonus +2, I believe, is from my bracers, my elven.
Your bracers of
Call 'em?
archery.
Yeah, elven type
Yeah.
bracers give me a +2.
That's,
So I don't know if
supposed to
that would.
attack and damage.
Yeah, I don't know if that would do anything.
So it's 6. Yeah, okay. I put a -2 in there to counteract the bonus
Okay.
that it was getting in there. Because, actually, no, it's magical, correct?
Yeah, it's coming from my elven bracer.
Yeah, then no, that would get the damage. It would get it, that's right. But
Okay,
there
so
would
it would
be an
get
extra
the 1d8
D4.
for the actual arrow, the 1d4 poison, and then the +2 from my
Yes, so it would roll just like that. No, that didn't take it. What the fuck? Oh, it's got to be highlighted. Durr. There you go. There's the dice plus the damage. Perfect.
Okay.
Fixed. All right.
Well, I rolled the 28 to hit, so it hit, and I rolled 5, so 5 additional points of shit. All ended up.
Okay. So 28. So 19.
Man, I need a bigger quiver.
All right.
I'm going through arrows like crazy.
Your all 3 of your arrows thunk, 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 stick into its armor.
That's my turn.
Okay, so moving on to Roland.
Okay. I'm gonna move 20 feet to right there, so he's inside the circle.
Okay.
With spiritual weapon first. We'll try to at the very least.
Miss.
Then Dwarven Thrower.
Miss. You throw, and the Dwarven Thrower ricochets just off the edge of the armor. Ching! Flies off and then flies back to you.
All I got.
Now it needs to taunt him for missing.
At the end of your turn, Roland, because you're just outside the range, Chagrin, it again is going to use a legendary action and try to eat you.
He is not happy with you.
Oh.
It's the AC.
AC
Oh,
25 with disadvantage.
Yeah, my AC is 24.
You take 24 points of piercing damage.
Too bad you can't react to that one.
No, I don't have shield spells, damn it.
And with inside, you take 66 acid damage. So,
Well, doesn't he have to make a
Check.
dex save?
yes. Let's see here. Succeed on a DC 19 Dexterity saving throw, or be swallowed by the worm. A swallowed creature is blinded and takes acid damage. So, go ahead and make a Dex save, DC 19.
Good luck, my son.
DC 19. Holy shit.
Hey.
And easy.
Yeah, 16.
So you are considered blind, restrained. You have total cover against anything, but you take 66 acid damage.
You have total cover.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And that's at the start of my turn.
What?
What the fuck?
It took no
Alright,
damage.
0.
66 plus 0.
66.
Alright, you take no damage.
Okay.
Well, that's at the start of the worm's turn.
Yes. So at the start of the worm's turn, you'll take 28 points of damage.
Mhm.
Just so you know. Okay, so you are currently restrained and blinded. And it is your turn. Inside, you feel the muscles wrapping tight around you as you start to feel some type of liquid secreting in.
And this is all soft tissue in here, not hard plate, whatnot. Right?
Yeah, that's... Well, it's not so much that it's hard plate, but it's thick, dense muscle and soft tissue. It's the same AC as on the outside, just so you know.
Okay.
At least it'll be real easy to siphon some energy off of things around you.
Yeah.
Let's do something stupid because it's fun. Since I have seen Bells turn into an Allosaurus, I'd like to polymorph myself into an Allosaurus.
An Ankylosaurus?
Or Ankylosaurus, yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's in there.
Interesting.
It's your
Watch
boy.
his stomach expands.
Interesting.
It's a
Oh shit,
unique
it's that
strategy,
boy.
Chagrin.
What up?
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Let's see. Where's my dinosaurs
Fucking
at?
no dodgeball.
You can look on my character sheet if you need one. I have an Ankylo there.
Huge beast. Okay, so you're not...
He's not going to be happy with me inside him.
But
Not many
definitely not.
people would be.
Nope, but as you are inside, you're still restrained, and...
At least it's the Ankylo's hit points.
Yeah, this is also true.
He can
Right.
do damage from inside, though.
Yeah, you can still attack at disadvantage.
Yeah. Can I attack this turn?
So,
Or-
no, because you spent your polymorph spell to turn into it.
Okay.
However,
Speaking of which, on my spellbook, when we get there, can you fix copy of Ankylosaurus to just say Ankylosaurus or something? Because it's not a copy.
let's see, edit.
What a nice guy.
Yes. So I actually have
What a nice
score.
Let's see, Chagrin.
It's fucking hilarious.
Chagrin, can you do me a favor? See if you can
Lighting
move
event.
that Ankylosaurus.
Yep.
All right,
Sick, mate.
there we go.
8 out of 8.
You guys see all of a sudden as it swallowed Chagrin, its stomach starts to stretch out a little bit. You could tell it's got a very large something, possibly a huge something in its abdomen, but this thing is gargantuous, so it doesn't seem to slow it down or stop.
Quick
it.
question: How fast was he swallowing Chagrin? Because if he transformed as he was being eaten,
He did it
I'm wondering
before
where he
Chagrin's turn.
stands. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he swallowed,
So he
and you gotta
got down
understand,
there before.
so it'd be
Got it.
equivalent to you taking a Tylenol. Chagrin's the Tylenol. Oop,
Sure.
Done.
And then gone. Got
Yeah.
it.
And then
That's a great description, actually. The Tylenol. Yeah. And then you're bloated because.
Now all of a
you-
sudden you got a freaking balloon in your belly.
Yeah.
All right, so now we come back down to all of this.
Go, my pet. Do your best.
What do you give it for a command? Defend you, attack, what?
Fuck that ass.
Probably not the best command.
So you're sending it into attack? All right, so it's
Please note
got.
those actual words because my
I know.
turn actually.
Exactly.
I spent so long making that guy.
He commands
so
the
you get to
wolf
fight
to
with him now.
fuck it that ass.
Starts humping. Draws a
Yeah,
hump.
it starts humping the worm.
Unfortunately, it can't swallow and it can't do any of its other abilities except for just attack. So, its first attack hits for 9, and its second attack misses.
If the target is a creature, they must succeed a DC 13 strength save.
Yeah,
or
let's
be
see him
knocked
roll that
Go.
strength save. Come on, fat worm.
Yeah, except
Nat
for
one, nat one.
it's too large to do that too, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It says if it's a creature.
Yes, but I
It's a
didn't finish
creature.
typing it. It doesn't matter. That's my error.
No!
Moving on to let's see, Awakened Guardian Pincer, got it. The Awakened Guardian.
What about it?
What?
Okay. So use a legendary action as they come up and bit it. Tail Stinger, the Awakened Guardian.
Poor dog.
Constitution saving throw.
I feel like the plant monster should be immune to poison.
It's not immune to poison. Did not make the save, so it takes 60 points.
Well, that worked well.
You see the tail go through and smash in the Tanglefoot as roots and vines go everywhere, and this creature that was once created is no more. But it's out of legendary action, so Drazaha, you're
Wait,
up.
that would kill it, or it would just knock it to 0 HP? Because it technically counts as a...
Technically, you're right, so it would be 0
yeah,
HP.
So it's just unconscious.
Yes. So I will go ahead and drag him back up there. That is a...
Yeah. Quit trying to kill my shit.
I thought it dissipated, but it doesn't, because it's still technically a creature. Where the fuck is Tanglefoot at?
He's just sleeping, that's all.
Good dog.
Drazaha, you are after Silvar.
I was gonna hold.
Or no,
I wanted
so-
to hold
what
my
the hell?
action until. Well, I was actually wondering if I could drop my initiative so I could go after Drazaha. So if you can make me 6 the same as his, because I didn't go yet.
Alright, that works out perfect. So Drazaha, what are you doing?
We can't hear you.
Lemuted.
I figured I wouldn't say it this time because I'm not muted.
Gotta unplug, replug, and you'll be good to go.
Looks like an Xbox controller.
Also, how do
It-
those
it
like
is.
sticks work
It's
on you?
but it's not mute. It's Discord being a piece of shit.
Got it.
I'm double movementing up. That's my turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Silvar, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna roll up right around where like Tanglefoot was, but like next to Draws.
Still there.
Still there.
Yeah, he's still there. And I'm going to start,
Roland, save our
taking
mossy love
stabs.
child.
You said you're what?
I said save our mossy love child.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stab him with the long tooth dagger.
Hey, real quick. Don't you have to do a con check for the stinger for it not to be at disadvantage?
It failed.
Wouldn't matter. That's its AC.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's the thing's AC?
Tanglefoot's is 14.
Tanglefoot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's literally got direwolf stats.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Do I get advantage because Draws is there within melee?
Within 5 feet, yes.
I mean,
you would.
Chagrin's inside him, so
Okay.
Chagrin's not a threat, even though he is a
Yeah,
giant.
Chagrin's-
He's not a
He's
threat.
Yeah, Chagrin's not a threat.
Magnetosaurus inside of the stomach
He's
of a
technically-
giant-
Okay, so Chagrin's an internal threat, not an external threat, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, there we go.
Homeland Security.
Chagrin's like that
National
giant
Guard.
turd you can't squeeze out, but you're on the toilet for 20, 30 minutes.
But the difference is not there.
rupture his colon, buddy. Just pick an end and start running.
Yep.
I would say that getting stabbed and having your appendix rupture is about the same. That's-
And then longsword.
That one hits, definitely.
So 17, 29, 30.
So you attack with the Mithril Longtooth Dagger,
Yeah.
and your Mithril Longtooth Dagger again, and then your Mithril
Yep.
Short Sword. Okay.
Yes.
You said long sword. I was like, wait a minute, there's not a long sword there.
Or short sword, sorry. I don't know. Fucking. I saw long tooth and then mixed it with short sword and dyslexia kicked it. That's what happened.
Swing, swing, fight. All right.
Does he make a constitution saving throw? Just see if he vomits out Chagrin?
No, it's only
That's
if
damage
it's
from the
damage
inside.
Internally.
Oh, from the inside. Okay.
So
Yep.
Chagrin's got to pump that.
He's got to start messing with the internal organs.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, let's see, I only use like 10 feet of movement there. I'm going to go, oh, hold on, I'm over here. 10 feet back. Whoop. Right there.
Moving that far back, you disengaged?
Actually, no, yeah, you're right. I couldn't move because I used my bonus action. Okay, then I'll
No,
stay
you
there.
could move. You just couldn't disengage.
Yeah, and I would get attack of opportunity, so I'm gonna chill.
All right. So
Chill,
you decided to
man.
chill. Bells.
Jace. I need. First off, I'm gonna do 26 damage with the bonus action.
Okay.
And then I need you to pop a shapeshift for me because I want to shapeshift into a giant scorpion.
Do you not have the giant
Shade.
scorpion?
I don't see it on the list. I thought you had made it for me at one point, but I don't see it.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you sure you don't want to shapeshift into a baby scorpion?
I am. Because you shake me too much when I'm a small one.
I didn't shake you at all.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Jordan.
Thanks, man.
Not a problem.
Wow.
Where is it? Still don't see it in my list.
Should be next to your character sheet.
Oh, you put it on the very bottom.
No, I didn't put it there. That's where it puts it.
Whee! I can't control it though.
That's because
Scorpion.
need
They're tiny and have very potent venom.
copy of giant scorpion.
Can't fool me.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
my scorpions.
And then if you could rename that the giant scorpion, so I don't want to kill myself, that'd be cool.
Yeah, give me 1 second while I remove. Yes. You select a token. Save. Giant scorpion. Edit. Save. Done.
Nice. All right, Roland, I'm trusting you to save my love child. And then I'm gonna
I don't
go.
know why, but okay.
I'm gonna just move up here. And then that was a bonus action, and then I used my action to shapeshift, so I'm gonna chill.
Alright. The Devourer's turn.
Wisdom save.
Actually, psychic
Go ahead.
roll. Okay.
I'll go ahead and take the 28.
You take the 28 damage, and it does a wisdom save. So,
also
wisdom
needs to
save
make a
at
Constitution.
advantage. 25. That's right. That's what we were doing. Is a single Constitution. My bad.
Well, that's just
Constitution.
if he was at advantage or not.
Yeah, he's at advantage for all spell effects.
Right.
So,
So he is now at disadvantage for
his
whatever
attacks.
you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he made a save for the Spirit Guardians.
So half damage.
Yeah, so which is 12.
12.
Damage is still damage.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Drazaha
Yeah.
brings its tail around at disadvantage.
Miss.
15
Miss.
misses.
This is
Secondary attack, it goes to bite Shaq, but it can't swallow. So
Oh, boy.
AC 19 Shaq.
Miss.
All right.
Y'all are fucking welcome.
Thank you.
With that, it goes on to Xanthus.
All right. First arrow.
Hits.
And you got forgot last time, but sneak attack on top of that.
Oh god. Yeah, we're in melee now, so yes. You get
Second.
sneak attack.
Second arrow.
Damn, hits.
And third arrow.
Hits.
Do you guys
Bonus-
remember when Xanthus couldn't use his bow at all? Good time.
It took a
Good
time skip
time.
for him to get
It took us to this
learn how to
game.
use his bow.
So if you guys ever go back to the past, he's gonna go back to sucking ass again.
Yeah.
All right, Xanthus, you done?
Yep, that's my action, bonus action. I think I'm just gonna stay where I am.
At the end of your turn, it uses a legendary action. Silvar. Tail swings over towards you. AC 24.
That hits.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw DC 19, where you
God,
take the
best.
poison damage on the bottom plus the piercing.
This is great. This is swell. Awesome.
But you get +5 because it draws. So
And Drazaha. So
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
So you take half that,
so
right?
you
it's
take
like
half.
20.
So yeah,
Okay,
you take 36
so
points of damage
36
total.
total, yeah.
This giant
Oh, sweet.
stinger comes up and pierces through your armor and hits you, and you feel the poison start to pulse through you. This has a burning
Alright.
sensation.
He injected you.
He stuck it in ya.
Oh god.
All right, Roland, your turn.
Main action, I'm going to use a Channel Divinity.
All right,
Of life. 15 to Tanglefoot, 15 to Silvar, and 15 to Ogden.
What this guy?
Because I'm assuming he's still in the stomach. And no, I don't have to see you. You just have to be within 30 feet of me.
okay.
So that's
Yeah.
okay. Sweet.
I know you're
Jesus.
inside the
Sounds like
stomach,
15.
so I don't know that you're an ankylosaur, so I'm assuming that you're still, you and hurting. So I'm like, well, better give him a little heals.
So, with that,
We out here.
Nice.
nice.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the spiritual weapon I remember.
Yeah, baby, clap that ass.
All right, Chagrin, your turn.
Alright, I'm not sure how an Ankylosaur, how many attacks it gets.
It says on the character sheet.
I don't have
You
a
hold
character
down the Alt button and double click with your left mouse. It'll pop one up for you.
Oh, okay.
It looks like you get one hit.
One tail
Hey, man.
swipe at disadvantage.
Yep.
And obviously
But
it
it can
can't be
knock
knocked
it
prone. No, it can't.
You get hit in the fucking sternum.
Knock it from the inside.
Ugh, it falls over, lands on the party, and kills everybody instantly.
Is he at advantage because we're flanking?
Nope.
He's
Make
flanked
your
in
roll.
half.
AC 12 now.
Oh,
How do you
What's the
miss?
inside?
Literally right there.
DC?
Not able to get enough of a oomph of a swing to hit.
you
I mean,
probably
he is
better off
restrained.
dropping
There are
the farm.
muscles pushing against him, and especially considering he's large, he doesn't have a lot of room to swing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chagrin's done. Drazaha, your turn. You see Drazaha on part of its stomach, just a little bulge of it comes out a little bit and goes back in below where this large mass is.
All right.
Stab it.
Neat.
Chagrin, this is your
So-
Wait, what?
Sorry, Chagrin.
It's gonna get a little bumpy in there, Chagrin.
We're going for a ride.
I'm gonna hit 28.
28 hits. As you hit, you see some of the plating on the outside of the creature kind of buckle.
22 hit.
Again, same spot. Buckles in a little bit more.
All right, and then I'm going to prepare up a Searing Smite as a bonus action. I'm
Okay.
gonna prepare up a Searing Smite for the next one. So
Good to know. So that's 5 and 6. All right. Drazaha, on your turn.
The worm is gonna
Okay.
be an asshole.
It reaches down to bite you. Obviously, it can't swallow, but it can still bite. AC 15.
miss.
Damn, that crit would have been nice.
Yeah,
All right.
would've.
Silvar, your turn.
All right, same deal, same plan. Longtooth dagger stabs. 31.
Hits.
All right, I'm going to pump a divine smite into that as well. And my sneak attack.
What the fuck?
And then I'm going to stab him again with the longtooth
Hang on,
dagger.
let's add up that damage first, please.
Sure.
20, 38,
33, 38,
49,
49.
59.
62.
Damn.
Okay, I'm going to stab him again with the longtooth dagger.
You stab him, and with all that, you hear the worm as it kind of cocks towards you, and its full attention is now focused on you.
Oh yeah, longtooth dagger.
AC
25.
12.
And then, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the zone here, and short sword him.
Auto zone.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
I
get
didn't
in,
Miss.
18.
So
Okay,
18 goes and
everything
hits,
else.
and
Oh,
ching,
18.
ricochets off the
Damn,
hard
so he has a
carapace
higher
of
than
the
18?
creature.
Okay.
Damn. You only did 74 damage that turn.
Only,
Come
right?
on, Silvar.
All right, Bells, back to your
Hell.
turn.
Okay. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna, I guess, in Scorpion motto, say "Skitter, skitter, skitter. Good job, wolf friend." And then I'm gonna beat this ass right here. So I get 3 attacks, 2 claws and a tail.
Miss.
Something hit.
There you
22 hits. Let's see here. Constitution saving throw. 15. It makes it. Half as much unsuccessful. So 27, half, 10, 13,
go. Like 14.
16 damage.
14 damage rolls up. 17 damage.
So 17 damage.
There, yeah.
Alright. Your bonus action?
Yep.
We had a
That's 26 more.
punch,
So
plus
26.
damage attack. Apologies.
This thing's looking like it's hurting. It's kind of weaving and
Ooh, my
wagging
God.
back and forth.
It's looking like a bitch.
Now it's the Devourer's turn.
As it just rolls over top of it.
Yeah, it just rolls over and kills everyone.
Basically. Silvar,
Oh, shit.
as you stung it with your blade.
Oh, is it still a disadvantage to attack from the?
Yeah.
Constitution
Con
save.
Did he
Oh,
do
did
the
you-
wisdom
that's
save
not
as
the
well for my damage?
Oh yeah, I need to do the wisdom save.
And you need a con save again.
Wisdom save,
Nope.
so he takes 12.
12.
Okay.
And then a con
And
save.
then a
to
con
see
save,
if
see
you
if
kill
it
what's its
is
face.
disadvantage.
Oh, he passed it.
Yep. So it stands
Okay.
with a
It
AC
stands, so I have to
22,
make
and I
a con
need
save?
a con save. AC
boy.
30, excuse me, 19.
Wait, what?
Constitution save from you, Silvar,
Oh yeah,
for the
DC
poison.
19, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that we.
As it comes around,
Oh,
you take 72
That
points
time-
of damage total, Silvar.
When you don't have resilience.
Oh my god. Okay.
As the stinger pierces through your abdomen and up into your intestines, you feel the point of it out your back. As you feel the poison pulse.
That was such a high roll too.
What's that leave
Yeah,
you
it
at,
was.
Silvar?
You know, pretty low. Like really low. Like I could count it on one hand.
As it pulls its stinger back, it reaches down to take a
Shit.
bite out.
Hey,
This
15.
is-
15
Ooh.
AC and misses.
Probably because you were falling to the ground.
Yep.
Jesus.
Um,
man.
Xanthus, your turn.
This
Alright.
one cannot hit for
Roland,
sure.
help!
Maybe.
What's that?
Got no potions?
I get sneak attack,
Yep. We're in melee.
second attack, third attack.
Damn.
19 hit?
Does 19 hit?
19 hits exactly.
Oh, sweet. Let's go.
15.
Alright.
I'm glad he learned how to shoot in this time we've been gone.
Yeah, right?
All right. At the end of your turn, the worm's going to use a legendary action.
Shit.
Silvar, you heard it. Of
course.
It's,
Of course.
oh, by the way, Chagrin, you take 28 points of damage from the acid.
Already did.
All right, good. AC 18.
Dodge out the way.
Stings
Oh,
hurt. It's got a large bulbous
Fuck, I didn't-
object
I
in
didn't
its
call it
side,
last time, but
sluggish.
could I have uncanny dodged that attack that he hit me with earlier? That fucking 72 points of damage.
You know, that would have been helpful at that point in time, but I think it was
Alright.
mainly the poison that did a lot of damage. You would have
Yeah.
you would have uncanny dodged the initial.
The regular damage.
Yeah.
Right.
Which one?
If
is
he
it?
doesn't hit with the main damage, does he still hit the poison damage?
Oh, he hits with the main
Well,
damage. It just
Yeah,
half
Uncanny
the
dodge
damage.
just has it.
Yeah, I couldn't have the poison.
Yeah. So Xanthus went to use a legendary action. On its legendary action, I have to make a roll. Perfect. Roland, your turn.
Well, I'm gonna burn the other Channel of Divinity and give 45 points to Silvar.
Oh boy. Thank you, Roland. You're the best.
Slide my book out.
I'll move over here. And then I'm gonna spiritual whip.
Crit, 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 crit.
Miss.
Opposite of a crit.
All right. At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action
How many of these does it have?
to.
It gets a legendary action 3 every round, depending on the monster.
Too bad Bell's not there anymore.
Right?
Oh shit.
All right. So Drazaha, Silvar, Tanglefoot, and Xanthus.
But
You guys see the waves of the air, almost like heat waves, ripple around from this creature's head and blast out in a huge cone.
Y'all get a +5.
Ooh.
I don't. Am I in
Xanthus
range?
doesn't.
Anybody
the-
within 10 feet of me.
Xanthus
Yeah,
isn't 10
I
feet.
don't
He's
know.
farther
I'm not
in the
doing
back.
Shit.
Yeah, he's too far.
So I need a
Wait.
DC 18 saving throw for half damage of psychic damage as you're hit
What's
with a
that?
psychic blast.
is it dexterity?
Dex save?
No,
It's an
save.
intelligence save. Damn it.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. What's it? 18? Ah,
18.
shit.
Plus 5, so 16. So I failed. So I take
55.
Dang.
Yeah, we all failed.
I didn't even roll for the wolf. I just took him down to no health.
Yeah.
Because half would have still knocked him to 0.
All right. So ease down. Boom,
So-
boom. Chagrin, your turn on the inside.
We got a man on the inside, guys. Stay strong.
So, if I cast a spell that's an area of effect spell, since it's only inside, will it only affect him on the inside? Since he's got the hard plate on the outside of him?
Theory, yes, but you would have to drop your form to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop my form,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Wall of Fire inside of him.
Now, just so you know, that would also affect you as well, because there's no stationary area as the tissue is twisting and turning because you're in the digestive system. Any AoE effect spell you put into you, because you are also considered blind, not just restrained, will affect you as well.
Yeah, unless I do careful spell casting and use
So
it on
you'll
me.
take half damage each round?
I think it's no damage.
No, it's half damage.
Let me check real quick. Oop, too far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures.
By the way, let me go. I forgot we
Well, I
can
don't need to
control our
choose
dots.
myself, so
It's up to your charisma fire. Chosen creature automatically
Update my dot.
succeeds. Saving throws. So yeah, half damage then. Since
Yep.
I automatically succeeds. Okay.
So that comes the question, do you want to drop your form and do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I will delete that and put you...
In the belly of the beast.
Hang on, let me...
Literally.
Okay. Wall of Fire, go ahead and put it up.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it.
The plus side, it's not like it can really make a dexterity save since it's inside of him.
I would probably do a con save.
He can't save against it since he's inside of it, right? Or since it's inside of him. The monster itself can't try and avoid damage anyway.
Theory is, since the spell allows a save, there's still some type of save that needs to be done for half damage.
And then would Misty Step allow me to get out of there?
Yeah!
You have to see. No.
No, you have to
Misty
see where you're
Step,
going.
you have to see. Dimension Door can get you out.
Yeah.
So,
would you-
can you put
would you allow me
this...
To
Hang on.
quicken a dimension door?
Hang on 1 second. Because I only have the information on spell and damage, but I do not have the spell info there that was needed.
Didn't you just use careful casting? Can you use 2 meta magics in one turn?
No, you
can use
cannot.
yeah, one unless it says it, and careful spellcasting is one of the ones that say you can use it.
Oh, cool.
This is what it said it did.
Nope. Wall of Fire. Why is it not casting?
Let me see if I can do something here. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't pop up the thing. I think I have it set to pop up the description.
4th level spell. Yep. Hang on. Delete Wall of Fire. Spells. There's a few spells you have to re-drag and drop to put over, and it should fix it. So...
Well, that's what I
Yeah,
did with
with the new
Wall of Fire
layout.
already. But
Oh.
Are you trying to get the full spell card to come out with it too?
Well, it's supposed to... Yeah. Done. Saved. 4th level. Boom. There we go. It'll follow wall of fire on a solid surface. That would be a soft surface, so I don't...
Just dimension door out. Call it done. Call it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can't do a wall of fire on the inside, so you don't have to waste that. Yeah.
Alright. Then I'll just dimension door.
Alright, where you dimension
Outside
door?
of it. I'm gonna go...
Not inside the monster.
Right?
I think I'm gonna
Literally anywhere.
lock
So
myself.
it's not
Never in the history of Dungeons and Dragons has it ever been good to go inside of a monster.
Lock myself right there.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll be your turn. Drazaha.
All right. Remember, I had that Searing Smite up, so
Yep, I got
I'm
it
now
written down
going
right
to-
here. 5 initial
right
damage
here.
and 6 every round. Miss.
All right.
Searing Smite still active. Miss.
Fuck.
No flanking bonus or nothing.
He's not flanking.
Poor bastard.
Should have done this before, but I'm now going to
Food first.
Vow of Enmity. So I now have advantage on all my attacks. Should have done that fucking before.
Is it a bonus action?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then yeah, you should have.
Damn.
Really should have. So, all right. Now realizing that you're hitting and not piercing it, you're like, oh, frustration, and you grab your holy symbol and pray for the vow of enmity, and now you have advantage on all your attacks. It's just maybe the time
Well,
warp's really messing with you. So,
Motherfucker.
Silvar, your turn.
All right, I'm going to. Where the fuck? I'm gonna disengage, step back roughly 10 feet this way, and use my action cast 20 points of lay on hands on myself.
Okay.
Just
Yep. Basically.
A lot
Okay.
of
like
good
you do
rubby
for now.
rubs.
Now your turn.
Yep, that is my turn.
Bells, your turn.
Okay. Let me make sure this is set up right, and then we're good.
Plus fire damage from concentration.
Hold on. Okay, this looks right. Alright, so I'm actually... I'd love to keep the disadvantage up on him, but you guys are scaring the shit out of me, so... I'm gonna actually release my form
As a bonus action or a main action?
as a bonus action.
Okay,
Release
so no,
my form,
so no damage for concentration this round.
which is what I was saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick... I guess at this point, and then everything within 30 feet of it, I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on.
Where the fuck is Roland at?
yeah,
I'm above the worm.
Okay.
What a shitty fucking roll!
15
Alright,
hit
HP's
points
HP,
to
man.
everybody within 60 foot.
So everybody here.
Appreciate it.
Yep, everybody gains 15.
Oh, just barely.
every game.
Now it's the Devourer's turn.
Sorry, mates. I would have healed for more, but I mean, 15 by 6 people is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drazaha. As
Dude,
its
Yeah, homie.
stinger flails around. AC 27.
Hit.
I need a Constitution saving throw, DC 19.
Plus 5. Oh, no.
17. Alright, so you take 56 plus 9, so 65 points of damage.
Oh, I am unconscious.
Oh no.
As the giant stinger rips through Drazahan, his armor pierces out the back. You see the armor disappear and drop back into the amulet that's around his chest as he falls down to the ground lifeless. With its second attack, it is going to move itself
That's creepy.
over to Silvar
Shit.
and take that final bite and swallow if it can.
Oh.
AC 25.
That
32
hits.
piercing.
Yep, I'm gonna uncanny dodge it, and I need to make a dex save or else I'm swallowed in.
19. Come on.
Yep. Is Jaws unconscious? I don't get a bonus either.
Nope.
22.
You're not in, but you do take the 32 piercing.
I'll take the
Half. 60, 70
so
points.
Yep.
Well, good thing you just got pumped with a 15 earlier. Hopefully you're not.
Xanthus, your turn.
Quick question: when he went past, I don't get an attack of opportunity, right?
No, because he stayed
Well,
within
this
your 5 feet.
Okay.
Wait, did I get an attack of opportunity since he left my
Actually,
attack range?
Bells, you would get an attack of opportunity.
And I can cast a spell.
Do you have the Warcaster feat?
I fucking do!
Then yes, you would get a spell to cast.
Sick, dude.
As long as it required a roll to hit or damage. No.
Is that what it says? I'm pretty sure I can just cast a
I
spell.
think you can just cast a spell. I'm thinking of something else.
You said I fucking
Okay.
do.
Let's try polymorph him. Turn him into a fucking turtle.
Let's see here. Feats. But you know what page that's on?
What?
Forecaster, it's on
165 is where the feet start.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Advantage on Constitution, saving throws, performance.
I forgot I would have advantage on con saves too because I.
Oh,
focused on
also,
fucking feet.
did the worm make its wisdom save on its turn?
No, I just did a damage on accident. So we'll
Oh.
go with the wisdom
What?
save. And I will add life back to it.
Nope, it can be any spell as long as it is an action to cast it.
Okay, perfect. Good.
What's the worm's range of attack? Is it 10
Reach.
foot or?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
reach.
gargantuan. It's got a 20-foot reach if it wants.
Oh, good. So I can.
Jimmy, I polymorphed your fucking thing.
Oh, you did polymorph? That is a what save?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. DC 17?
Advantage, 23.
Damn it. Sorry, guys, I'm trying.
It's good, man.
And so now it's Went, and then it's Xanthus. What are you doing?
So I can. This is my question. If I go 20 feet back, can I still make range attack, or is it still at disadvantage because of
No.
its?
Your melee is the difference between the disadvantage, not its melee.
Okay. So I
And
can.
if you go 20 feet back without disengaging, it gets an attack of opportunity on you.
But its reach is 20 feet, so I'm not out of.
No, its reach isn't 20 feet. I was just using it as an example.
Okay. What's
You,
its?
you don't know what its reach is. That's
Oh. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm disengaging and going way back.
okay.
Tango gets an attack of opportunity also.
Tango, oh
is
yeah,
free.
is conscious.
Is-
I just can't take the X off of him. No, I gave him 15 health when I did the heal for everybody.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh. Neat.
Yeah.
Is that 35?
So he should get
Miss.
multi-attack, right?
Nope, one attack
Gotcha.
for attack of opportunity.
Poor Tangle. He's
Tango
trying
gets
to.
back up as you see the leaves starting to move around its face. It's just growling this little.
I encourage him. Don't worry, my lad.
Xanthus, you moved. Did you do anything else?
I moved. First attack,
Hit.
sneak attack, second attack, and I
Okay.
don't get a third because I use my bonus action to disengage.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action. Go back up here to see if I got the roll already. Nope. So I need to roll first. Does not have that. Roland.
What up?
Its tail whips around, strikes at
Good
you.
boy.
AC 24.
Oh no!
Constitution saving throw DC 19.
Oh.
So I
no.
take 18.
Plus 38.
I take half poison damage because I'm a dwarf.
Ah!
Jesus.
So 15, 19 plus.
37.
So yeah, you take 37 total.
Okay.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Okie dokie.
All right. And it would become your turn, Roland.
Okay. I'm gonna drop a Mass Cure Wounds myself on this point and hit everybody except for Jordan.
Everybody except for Jordan.
Yep. Except for Belzhara. You also get a +7 to that because of my cleric ability. So everybody
Okay,
got
so
24.
everybody except for Drazaha and Bells.
Why not Drazaha?
Because Bells is the same distance away from Drazaha as Drazaha
No,
was from the
I
point.
chose not to do bells.
Got it, got it,
It's
got it.
6 targets, and there's
Okay.
7 people.
Understood.
So you said it's 17 plus what?
We're alive.
Plus 7.
17 +7 because
Did
of
you
my
give it to
ability.
the wolf too?
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, well, okay.
and then
So that's 24
plus,
points.
and then
Yep.
I got another 6 because of my ability for casting a spell that heals somebody else.
Frickin' those clerics of healing, man, of
See,
life
now
are
that's how you
insane.
cast the Mass Cure Wounds.
That is how you do it. Jordan, take notes.
And
I
then
was
I'm
only
gonna
2 damage off.
spiritual weapon around, move it, and smack it.
All right.
Hopefully.
Smack it. Smack it.
There we go.
Hits.
Good
well
boy.
done.
Good boy. That's a good boy right there.
All right. And that your turn?
Yep.
At the end of your turn, it uses a last legendary action because it only has a couple, and it's going to have a dwarf snack. I need a dexterity 19 DC from you,
+5. I'm awake now.
Yep.
but he's not within 5 or 10 feet of you, so
Yeah,
not
okay,
plus
okay.
5.
Antar, aren't they?
Oh, you're 15.
You
You're
aren't.
15.
Oh well. It wouldn't have mattered either way.
Yep, so you take 20 points of damage, piercing, and you see the worm strike down as it pulls its head back up. Roland's not there anymore. Roland, you are all pinned up as you feel yourself being pulled down with all this liquid and goo all over your arm as you find yourself in a stop position.
Gross.
You are blind and you are inside the worm with your spiritual spirits doing their thing.
Well, I mean, that's-
However, being that you've taken damage, and I forgot to do this, I need 2 saving concentration checks from you. One from the stinger, which was 37 half is 36, 15. We'll say DC 18 for the tail stinger, and this one's DC 10. So
What does it say? Constitution?
Constitution saving throw. DC 18. Okay, so your spiritual weapon, or not spiritual,
Guardians.
your spiritual guardians are concentration, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Spirit
those.
weapon is not.
Okay, those are gone. Your spirits are no more,
That's okay.
and you are inside the beast.
That's okay.
Ooh. Worm's a whore.
It is.
Everybody
Alright.
gets a turn with the worm, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and at the
Just
beginning of the worm's turn,
Where are we on this order? He's. Oh.
No, he's just rolling the damage right now.
you'll take
yeah.
15 points of acid
15
damage
points
at the
damage.
beginning of the worm's turn.
Acid.
Yeah, acid.
Not one.
Okay, not poison.
Not point fireball damage as well.
Yeah, but because of his
All right,
bloodline,
so
he takes
it
half.
says it's streaming. I'm back. There we go. All right, so but I don't have your guys' cams. Fuck. Let me try to.
In other words, he
reconnect.
wants us to all reconnect. Mhm.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to
I
reconnect. And I've got. Last time I had to actually leave and come back. This is really starting to piss me off. Alright, I'm refreshing my browser, which cuts the music, cuts everything.
See, I was really hoping that Wall of Fire would do
Whoa.
more damage.
What was that?
The change in music.
No, my health just went down.
I have no clue. I was refreshing.
It happened when I refreshed. Instead of showing my total health, it showed what it was plus the 24. I just had to be
Well, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I have no exactly clue what's going on. Apparently, between OBS and everything else.
I'm gonna go change the air real quick. I'll be right back. I'm fucking sweating.
Now, what would happen if we were playing with Roland right now with Roland inside of it?
I would explode outside of it.
Or possibly, depending on what you polymorph into, cause Roland damage as well. Because he's already constricted, so it would start to constrict and get smaller and smaller and smaller and cause him damage.
So like if you turned him into a fish, right? Wouldn't the fish's body rip apart around Roland?
No, because it's not. It doesn't turn to a fish and then shrink. Its body shrinks to the size of the creature as it changes. So it's still technically the sandworm.
Okay. I thought it was
And the
slowly changing
sandworm
into
would
the creature.
crush him before it turned into it, especially since it's a gargantuan. It's more gargantuan before it turns into the object.
Okay.
Where is my cameras? I wonder if OBS took them.
Probably.
OBS robbed you of your cameras.
I have an issue where OBS takes over the cam.
Yeah. Like, your camera can only be operated from one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So if OBS is using it, then...
Alright, so I'm going to drop OBS again, and let's see if this fixes it. Okay, roll back. So, Chagrin, your turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna fireball him. I'm
Where
gonna
you-
center it back here, back at the door.
Okay.
Yep. So fireball.
Needs a dex save. It does not have a dex. Yeah, so that happened. 34 points of damage.
Ouch. Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So I use 2, 1, 2. So it does have its last one. Beautiful. Drazaha, right before you go, it's going to use a legendary action.
Didn't it just use up its last legendary action?
It's got 3, not 2. So no, this was going to be its last one. You fireballed from over there. Chagrin's inside.
Nope, it's me.
Roland's inside.
Not Chagrin, excuse me. Roland's inside. Chagrin's over there.
And how high is this ledge right here?
Hang on a second. Ledge.
It's like 4 or 5 feet, I think. This one right here.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
We had
4 or
to help-
5
we
feet
had to
up.
help Roland to up it.
So could I hop down and still be able to cast spells at it?
No,
And jump back down.
you could hop down it. How tall are you?
5'11".
Yeah, you cast spells and duck down. It'll provide you cover for attacks.
Yep.
But
Why do I do that?
on the other hand, Silvar in front.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the thought of that stinger piercing you still quick on your mind as it comes thrusting towards you once again.
Shit.
AC
misses.
18. Damn. 31 would have
Just-
been nice though.
Dodge out of the way of it. Yeah.
Drazaha, your turn.
Alright, I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to heal Silvar 2d6.
Okay.
Thank you.
Silvar, you heal 8.
What a nice guy.
I'm going to use half my movement to stand, and then I'm going to step up 1 to be melee range, and I'm going to whack it twice at advantage.
Okay. So how much damage is that?
14, 18, yeah, 18 plus,
Yeah,
yeah,
33.
33.
All right. So as you go to swing, you're plus the 5 from your what spell was that?
Searing Strike.
The Searing Strike is still on there.
No, that fell. That's a concentration spell.
Oh, okay. So never mind, that didn't. 18. So, Drazah, describe its fate.
Hey,
it was right there.
Out of just pure trying to save Roland and Silvar, because I see how bad of a shape Silvar's in. I just, with what little energy I have, I stand up, rush over, and I just smack the ever-living shit out of it.
As you
My
go to
armor's-
smack.
Keep in mind, I'm not wearing any armor right now.
Yeah, there's no armor
Yeah.
on. As you go over Drazahan, you go to swing, just the rage and everything, you almost feel as if Bahamut's spirit is around you in your rage when you strike it, not once, but twice with everything that you have. As you hit it, you see an impact on its side as the armor busts in and cracks. Everywhere where your allies have hit starts to crack as you hear this bellow from the inside as the worm falls down, shaking the cavern around you. Congratulations, guys.
Start cutting through to pull Roland out.
Right. Can I tell that it's dead?
No.
Roland, as you feel this
20
large
feet of
fall,
movement to get
as
out.
it hits the ground, you're no longer restrained as you feel the inside muscles relax.
Okay, so I can tell it's dead.
You
Yeah,
can
you
tell
walk
it's
out now.
dead. On your turn, you could walk out, which before it's your turn, technically be the Devourer's turn. You're still in the acid, so you take 15 points of damage, and then you can move. I'm going robotic. We're going
The
robotic.
reason I was asking whether if I could tell if it was alive or dead from the inside was because if I couldn't tell, I was gonna flame strike it from inside.
I'm gonna go
man.
ruffle my fucking dog's feathers, or leaves, or whatever the fuck you had.
Yep.
Branches, roots.
15 damage, and then I'm gonna crawl out of the fucker's mouth.
Let's get back up.
I
All
was
right.
about to just go wail on this fucking.
You guys see the creature's mouth's open, and Roland, as coming out of a cave, you come crawling your way out and stand up towards its mouth, and you got acid and goo crap all over you wiping off. This creature probably extends almost 100, I want to say about 60 foot or so. It's a very large creature. It's a
Guys, we
gargantuan.
have a problem now.
Yeah.
It's in front of the door.
Jordan, while you're messing with the dog, its roots and the leaves all kind of shudder on itself as it leans into you.
So
At that
I'm
moment
not-
in time, the worm moves again. It twists, it turns, it pulls as you see blue sparkling energy start to surround all of its body. As it encases, you see it start to shrink in size. As it shrinks down, getting smaller, 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 it turns into what appears to be a humanoid form, standing there with robes, old and tattered. This human has a long white beard and looks well aged. As it stands up and kind of looks around, weak, and falls back down to its hands and knees, stands back up and adjusts himself.
I'm gonna point at him and in Dwarven say, "Hey, fuck you."
He responds, "No, thank you." In Dwarven, by the way.
Good.
So
He
I'm gonna
says-
move the spiritual weapon over his head and tell him that if he tries anything funny, I'm gonna brain him.
He says, "I am Aldurin, the gatekeeper. You have passed Io's test."
Does that mean you know the?
What's this fucking circle right here, Jimmy? Is this a hole in the ground?
That is just a
That's
hole
the
in the
hole he came out
ground.
of.
Yeah.
Okay.
He walks
I can make
over.
poop.
He walks over to the door and places his hand on the iron door, and it disappears. Behind the door, you see a very large blue portal with seems to be like lightning and electricity. He puts his hand into it, and you see that lightning and electricity disappears. He says, "You may pass now."
And real quick, did he say Ioun or Io?
Io. Io was the avatar of Ioun.
Yep.
Just want to make sure I'm getting my facts right.
Not getting names mixed up.
Yep. Still don't mean anything to me. Very confused as to what's happening.
And is it spelled like Io, like as in?
Io.
Like I-O.
Oh, like okay.
Like the first two letters of Ioun. Io.
I was thinking more of a planet in a popular game that's out right now.
No.
Well, or in real life.
There's not a planet named Io in real life.
Not yet.
It's
Shut
up.
What do I do? Buy a planet name in Io?
All right. With that,
Don't
you
tempt
guys
him, he will.
stand before you this portal.
I do a barrel roll.
I'm gonna ask the old guy if the switches, like, was there ever even a pattern to it? Like, could we have solved the puzzle without having to fight you?
He says down, down, up, 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 down. Would have opened the door, but this portal only activates with me placing my body part into it.
Ew.
You would have to. You would have to still have defeated me in combat, and you have. So just fighting me and defeating me skips this puzzle.
Well, that's good. What does this portal lead to again?
It leads you to the lost city of Divinity, or what's left of it, anyways.
What do you mean, what's left of it?
Divinity fell a long time ago. As ages pass, time itself has taken place. Things fall apart. Without people to upkeep the streets, the stonework, things get older, crack. Pages of books deteriorate, degrade, and fall.
Have you been there?
No, I have not. I am just the gatekeeper.
So you don't know what lies beyond or what's left of it?
It says
You just
no.
know that it's been...
I just know it's been ravaged by time. And Io is there.
Thank you for granting us passage. Let's go ahead and step through.
As you guys
Step through.
step through, the bite.
You explode.
There's a bright blue flash of light as you're walking on this path. It seems to get a little dark at times and dim. As you step through, the light fades, and before you, you see the ruins of a once huge city. Before you, you find yourself on a platform about 800 feet above the rest of the town. Looking behind, you see a large ring where the portal lies. You're in a very large cavern, but lit. Here and there are little blue lights guiding you towards what seems to be a ivory-type tower in the very center of it. But every building has been decimated, down to its foundations. Moss hasn't even grown up, as nothing grows. As you guys start to look over to the edge, you see the stairwell that takes you guys down is busted and cracked, and a few sections missing a few steps and take a 10-foot jump to get across. This city has been ravaged by time. Over 3,000 years worth of nobody being here. It's time. Your way is lit towards the Library of Divinity.
I'm gonna look at the stairs and be like, I can't jump.
Would you like to ride Tanglefoot up?
Tanglefoot, that go with you?
Tanglefoot looks over at Bells.
Yes, you can ride him.
Tanglefoot looks back at you and kneels a paw down. You see on its back, the roots take shape and move and create what looks to be some type of saddle for you to sit in.
How tall is it?
Large.
Shit.
It's like Kaldaka.
He lays down so you could climb on.
I mean, he has roots.
I'll
so you
climb
can
on top of
fly around.
it, and then I'm gonna lay down on top of it and close my eyes.
You lay down on top of close your eyes.
Yeah.
Tanglefoot stands up. Now, mind you, this is a 6-legged wolf.
I'm gonna pat Tanglefoot as we start walking.
Kind of shakes a little bit. Roland's like, ugh. hangs on to it. And
I hate
as you
that.
guys start to
You're
walk,
eye height with me if you're laying down on his back.
as you guys start to walk and make your descent down these stairs from through the portal, we're gonna take a break.
I'll put slippers on and go to the bathroom. My feet's cold and I gotta pee.
Nice.
All right.
I appreciate the itinerary.
With that, I'll be right back, guys.
Alright.
Oh, that's fuck.
Dude, fucking Mike, man. Those last 2 hits. Whew.
I was about to summon an army of giant scorpions and have them all attack him.
I was about to just stab him twice and divine smite both of them and pray. Like,
Nice, you
just
dropped
hope I
down
do
to
enough
12.
damage.
I see you dropped down to 12 when I went unconscious.
I didn't take any
Yeah.
damage. That was an easy fight.
Yeah.
I took over 100 damage.
I think I did take 100 damage, yeah. Yeah, I did. Also, Chargan, when did your AC become a 24? If he's still there, I can't
He's
tell
gone.
because his camera's frozen.
Nah, he's gone. He said something about "fuck you, Shaq," and then left.
I figured.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's his
Kind of
character.
rude, to be honest.
It's alright. I don't give a shit.
Fuck that dude. All right, dude. Shit.
If I get tired, all I gotta do is walk away. Excuse me. So Jordan, by concentrating on both points of metal, did you get double the heat damage or?
Yeah, it's stacked.
Oh, sweet.
Why we had to find a giant worm to go through a tunnel, through a portal? I'll never know.
Yep.
No.
Oh god.
What happened?
Jordan sent a thing.
Oh.
What was that?
Such an amazing anime, and I'm sure it's gonna be so dumb.
Wait, what anime?
SAO.
Sort of
SAO is
breaks.
okay. It's definitely not my favorite.
No.
No, if you want a better SAO, you just watch.
Log Horizon.
Log
Yep.
Horizon.
Exactly.
I'm in the middle of watching that right now.
What season are you on?
One.
Uno, dos.
One. I'm to the point where they just met the cat guy.
Spoilers.
Meow. I've been
Yeah.
waiting for Trace to come out. For years.
Right?
All right, everybody's here. Sweet, waiting on my slow ass.
Nope.
All right. So with that, you guys start your ascent down the stairs. Like I said, you guys are currently 800 feet above the rest of the city. With a few minor checks, I'm not going to make you guys roll them. You guys make your way down the path. This stairwell, as you step on a couple of the steps, seem to crack and slide off part way. It's a good thing Roland's on the back of a creature, or there might be some scaredness. As you guys work your way down the staircase, it kind of spirals around this large pedestal that you guys were placed up on, a naturally made pedestal. As you guys get to the base of the street, looking around, you see the foundations of once large buildings, possibly inhabitants, businesses of the city. You could see fallen areas off in the distance where the walls of the city once were. It looks like this place has truly been ravaged by time. As you guys follow up this main roadway, which seems to be lit by these little blue floating lights, every 30, 40 feet, getting off just enough light to see where the next one goes. You guys look up, you can't even see the top of the cavern. As high as you can see is maybe 60 feet. Even with dark vision, the top of the cavern disappears itself into darkness. You guys follow this long trek up towards this half-broken ivory-type tower. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I mean, you said everything else is destroyed, so.
Yep. Alright, so as you guys approach the outside of this tower, it seems the once metal gates rusted and corroded by time. One of the gates was fallen over and has a bunch of dead leaves and dead vines wrapped around it. They just never blew themselves away. This is the only type of once living material you see in here.
How long is the walk to this ivory tower?
The walk itself to get you from there, about a half hour or so.
A short rest, since I have my eyes closed and I'm riding on the back of.
And technically,
Tanglefly.
yes, you would be considered taking a short rest right now.
Sweet.
As you guys approach the doorway of the once fallen ivory tower, outside the doorway, there's just an archway. It's fallen and cracked. The once wooden doors are petrified on the ground. Not petrified from like a creature magic or anything, but petrified as in just time itself has petrified this wooden doors. The iron bandings that once went on them have long rusted and disappeared off them. As you guys approach into the inside, you look and see where shelves of the library should be, and there is nothing. On the ground, you find piles of broken rubble and wood that once were shelves. You see some bindings of books that appear to have still pages within them. But from place to place, you see other pieces of parchment and paper. Glancing at it, a little breeze hits and just disintegrates into nothing. As you guys approach, about 200 feet down, you see a blue translucent figure looking at a bookshelf, reaching up and pulling a book off, opening it and reading it. Without looking towards you in your guys' heads, you hear, "Hello. Welcome."
Is anybody gonna say anything? Because I'm on the back of the wolf with my eyes closed.
Is that it? Just hello, welcome?
Hello and welcome.
I nudge Roland awake.
Are you Ayun?
Roland, there's
I am not
there's more
Ayun,
things here that I don't understand.
but I am Io, the keeper of this library.
Do you hold the same knowledge that she would have?
I am Ayun's original avatar. Yes. I am the original piece of Ayun when the gods used to send a part of themselves as avatars, before claiming mortals as avatars. Everything she knew, I know. She puts the book up she was reading on the spectral shelf, and she pulls another book down and opens it back up, starts flipping through. Mind you, she is 100 feet away from you, and you're speaking out loud while she's speaking into your guys' heads.
Yeah.
And is the books that she's picking up, are they of spectral nature or are they of normal books?
Spectral nature.
Shit. Okay. She's reading ghost books.
Yeah, she's reading her ghost books while these physical books have been destroyed. What happened to this city?
The city fell a long time ago.
Where did it fall to?
It fell to greed, anger, stupidity. It fell to a deity long forgotten.
Which deity?
Bobby.
This city fell as a reminder to the rest of the world of Tiamat's power.
Oh, not Bobby.
So,
Much like I am the original avatar, Tiamat had an avatar sealed away in the land, long forgotten until she was released.
What's the looks? Sorry, I was just gonna ask really quick. What's the look on Drazaha's face when he hears her say Tiamat?
I don't know, Drazaha, what's the look on your face besides sticking something in your mouth?
The pizza rolls are hot as shit.
My pizza rolls are almost done.
Damn,
Damn, I want pizza rolls. Fuck.
So
too.
just the name Tiamat like gets under my skin and irritates me, but I don't really let that show that much. So
God.
She destroyed the city of Divinity to take a stone, the last stone she needed to raise her son, Kelzaran.
and the body of the avatar was kept in the city? Sealed in the city?
Not this city. The body, the energy of the avatar, was sealed below an old kingdom long ago. It was discovered during the Demon War, and a huge great city built on top of it.
What was the name of that city?
That was the city of Arendor.
So you're telling us that the city of Arendor holds the body to Tiamat's son.
Deep within the vault itself and below, there's a
Tiamat's
displaced
son or
portal
Tiamat's?
that holds the energy of the avatar of Tiamat.
Okay.
It is the living embodiment of Tiamat on the inside of the Divine Gate itself. She wishes
But
to
Go ahead,
raise
sorry.
her son with the Gygax stone. Upon raising her son can go through the Divine Gate and go to the Nine Hells and release her from Asmodeus. And there they could start their war amongst the other gods. This would leave her avatar behind to rule. And as Drazaha over here, Drazaha, you get a quick tingling down your spine when she mentions your name. While she's not even looking at you, she's still just reading.
By the way,
100 feet away.
As she's still talking to us, I'm going to slowly make my way to her.
Okay. As Drazaha over here knows, Tiamat is a force to be reckoned with, as his god has once tangled with her several times. She puts that
What
book
else?
away and she floats 20 feet in your direction to another bookshelf behind her. And as though there's nothing there, when she reaches up to grab, all of a sudden a spiritual bookshelf appears as she pulls a book off and it disappears. She opens and starts reading.
Would I, being Chagrin, know who Asmodeus is?
Yes, that is the Lord of Nine Hells, the god of tyranny.
Alright.
What you know of him, make a religion check.
Fuck.
I'm gonna make one too.
Religion.
Actually,
Oh,
Hey.
he was originally an angel that served the elder good gods, especially Pelor. He battled the demons of the abyss once Thrasadun became evil and corrupted the abyss further than it was already as its original creation. Demons would spew out into other planes of existence, and he led the angels to fight back these demons. He was gifted the plane of existence next to the abyss to be its first defender, but the abyss corrupted the plane, which therefore corrupted him, turning him towards the darkness. At which point in time, he realized that if he could steer souls into the Nine Hells, then that would increase his power. So, through some dealings and some tyranny, he managed to get it to where all lawful evil in nature souls would be placed there to be tortured as punishment instead of allowing the dark void to gain more demons. And in a large attempt to fight, which is why the devils and demons still fight amongst today, because his first inherent nature is to destroy the demons. The problem was the demons had greater power than the angels at that time, so he was looking for an advantage, and by slipping into the darkness, it allowed them an extra power over to help kill these demons, where certain angels were bound by rules they were not anymore. So, through this, he ended up becoming a god during the Dawn War. Slightly before the Dawn War, he finished off an evil god that was on Thrasadun's side and took his power. And because he actually aided the good gods during the Dawn War by doing this, they allowed him to retain the power, because he doesn't care about the gods, he doesn't care about anything, just his Nine Hells. He has Tiamat trapped in one of them, which he's torturing, and he has other souls to torture, which is all he cares about.
So he loves torturing people.
Absolutely. Bad people.
Okay,
People
so
who
I
make
won't get
deals
along.
for him. So, not all that evil, just still evil. Within that, he also was rumored to have made deals and give information that helped push back the demons in the Demon War. That's what you know of Asmodeus, both of you, with your religion checks.
So he's a man of contracts and torture.
Yes.
Familiar. So, one of the other avatars, surely there's others besides just Kelzeron.
Kelzeron is not an avatar. That is Tiamat's son. The avatar of Tiamat is buried below Arendor. On the Prime Material Plane, after the Divine Gate was created, there was only two avatars. Tiamat and me. I have no interest in the rest of the world, as I am a keeper of knowledge. I have watched mortals rise to godhood. I have seen gods turn to mortals. My job was taken upon it to be a keeper of knowledge. Every mortal on this plane of existence has a story in this library. And she holds out her hand, and as you see her hand pulling out, you see all the bookshelves that once were there in physical form appear as blue spectral forms. As it goes, you see this whole inside of the library light up, and up to the roof that's destroyed and fallen, you see floor appear and appear and appear, as this was probably 100 stories tall. From one end of the library to another is a good 500 feet, as there are literally billions of books.
And to whom shall I return this armor to?
She smiles and says, the armor of Bahamut, the divine armor. She's like, I'm sure in the next few hours it won't matter. As you guys feel a shake. Couple rocks, large rocks, you hear hit off in the distance as part of the cavern shakes and the ceiling falls.
Who did it belong to during our time?
During your time, thousands and thousands of years ago, it didn't belong to anybody. It was lost, waiting for someone worthy to take it. There was one who took upon the tests of the divine, sought out 6 temples, and finished the 7th and final test. To become divine. These armors, which there are many, are that of the Avatar's armors. They only respond to divine wearers. Those of mortals suffer the consequences if they try to use it. Even those blessed, I'm guessing as you were, as you have it on you, I wouldn't try using it again today.
Immediately activate it.
All right,
Immediately
so-
burst in the flame.
You don't activate it? Okay.
No. I'm good.
Curiosity.
It seems to work out so far.
Right?
Since you are a keeper of knowledge, Io, are you freely giving it out, or does it come at a cost?
Some things are at a cost. Some things I am not allowed to disclose, as it would change the way things are supposed to go. Some things are spoken in puzzles and riddles and vague, so you yourself have to discover them, rather than someone from the future telling someone in the past how it works. The butterfly effect must be avoided.
Is how the world is now, is it how it's supposed to go?
The world as it is now is without ripples being cast. All it takes is all of a sudden you guys see before you an empty pool. She takes a pebble and tosses it in. You see ripples. If the actions of heroes cause ripples and inspire other heroes to do deeds they would not do, to muster courage, to stand when normally no one would stand, those would cause more ripples. But if the initial ripples, let's say for instance Drazaha in the Ogre Wars, had he not valiantly charged in and taken out the leader and inspired the men, then the few wars that would have started after, they would not have remembered Drazaha's actions and rose to the challenge and snuffed out things before they became larger problems. This future is without the ripples your group causes.
Do you know of a way for us to go back to cause these ripples?
Oh, yes, I do. As another stone falls, as she says, time is growing short. The end is here.
At what cost will it come for this knowledge?
Your death.
Neat. I love that.
Wait, just
as all these stones and things are falling, I try to gather her attention and hold up my arm. A shadow demon tried to possess me, and the Raven Queen had managed to seal it off. If we head back to our time, and I show her that it's like no longer there on my arm.
You go and show her it's no longer there, but when you look down, you see a few of the feathers slightly moved, and you see in your arm itself like a hand trying to push through your skin.
Okay. How do I rid myself of this?
She looks down and she says, "Ah, I see something was tethered to your soul."
We're doing soul tethers now? Come on.
I could untether it for you, but something else would have to take its place.
Such as?
She holds out her hand. I could tether part of myself, but I will be out of time.
What do you mean?
If I use the last bit of my power, I could remove that, and I will be unable to answer any more questions.
Can
This
you tether me?
apparition.
We could be buddies forever.
Unfortunately, you're already tethered, as you are a part of the mortal line and fabrics of fate.
What's tethered to me?
Everybody is tethered to their own little line. When you die, that is snipped and no longer exists. This demon is from another dimension and tethered to him. A god that does not exist in this time, which is why it is trying to get out now, has him tethered back in your time. Blocked in there.
Oh, we could follow that tether back. Nice.
What?
What do you mean we have to die to go back? Or is it just me that has to die?
You have to die to go back. Death. It's not always the end. You guys, a large earthquake shakes. As part of the tower falls, you see a crack come up through the floor, separates a good 6 or 8 inches, and below you see an orange glow starting to rise itself up through the crack. Time is growing short before Thrasidon destroys the world. Or I should say this Isle of Trials. If you're truly seeking information, you should seek the City of Divinity before it was destroyed. In your time, I do believe it was not destroyed yet.
Okay.
Unfortunately, due to time, I cannot tell you when it was destroyed. But you will have to search and find your way there.
If you tether yourself to me instead of having this shadow demon attached, would that save you from the fate of being destroyed by Thrasidon?
It would. It would technically pull a piece of me back to your time.
And I hold my arm out to her.
She grabs your arm and says, "Very well. Is that all the questions?"
Yes.
We can't let all the gods fall.
She reaches down, pulls out her hand, and at this point in time, you see the demons, like the fingers come up and wrap around between your bones and your arm, and wraps over there, and you feel your bones and your arm starting to flex, like he's trying to rip it open to come out. As he starts to come out, she reaches in between into your hand, and you hear a scream as you see a bright light flash, like she's reaching through your arm into an interdimensional rift, hitting him with holy radiant light. As you hear him squeal and screech, she takes her finger, carves a symbol on your arm, puts her hand over it, and her hand glows, and your hand kind of burns as she seals it into your arm. Pulls her hand away, and you don't see anything on your arm anymore. As you see her image slowly fade to almost completely gone, she says, "There. I hope you find the answers you were looking for in the past. Remember, the lost city of divinity is..." As she fades away.
Ah, what the fuck? It is.
She asked you guys, do you have any other questions?
Yep, right? On Dragon Ball Z.
And anybody could have asked where the location of the city is. There was no more questions, so she helped Sylvar. With that, there's a big shaking of another earthquake. The 8-inch gap becomes a 2-foot gap as you see magma starting to rise up to the surface. What are you guys doing?
Guys, this is a gamble, but I think we all have to die.
I agree. I don't think
we
we
have a
have
choice.
I don't know
We have
about
no escape. Everything is breaking around us, and she says death doesn't necessarily mean the end. We have to trust her.
I don't know how you guys switch. Right, so I don't know what the fuck's going
We
on.
went through a
We're
portal
in a
to get
spooky
here.
library. I feel like really what happened is some Mad Hatter came out of nowhere and just tripped us all with LSD. And for all I know, you're about to have me drink the Kool-Aid that actually kills me.
Well, time to drink the Kool-Aid, buddy.
You can stay here and be devoured by Thrasimund.
I
I'm gonna take
mean,
the risk of getting back in time.
I don't think we have a choice about dying. I think if the Razadune's gonna consume us, we're all gonna die anyways.
There is no escape.
Well, if he
Everything
does
is falling
consume
around.
us,
I don't even
that
know what a
means that we
Thrasimund
could be
is.
part of him. Meaning that there's no way to escape back in time. That's not death, that's consumption.
As you guys are arguing, the magma is right up where the crack is and starting to spew forth and moving in your guys' general direction along with the other way as well.
There's no
Do we have to
like
die a
the way we went
specific
back
way?
up.
What was that, Silvar?
I was gonna ask if the stairs that we came down had already fallen, or if we could find our way back up that.
You go outside the library looking at the doorway and you see the stairs and you see the blue portal still. But you're looking around, you see where there's large fissures forming and magma starting to flow up. With that, you hear you feel a violent shake with a large explosion. You see magma balls flying and landing in random sections of the city, exploding.
I'm gonna hate this because it's gonna take me a long time, or a decent amount of time to die.
I'm not dying to lava. So, Roland, if I have to die, I want you to kill me. I want to meet the god that you have so much faith in.
Can't.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
Alright. No one more that I trust in this party than you. And
No
maybe Drog.
indication.
Definitely not Chargren. So, if we're dying, I'm dying by Roland's hand, and that's it.
I mean, we
And
could,
I
in
marked
theory,
only
find our way back
myself.
to Graven.
You mark only yourself? Oh shit. All of a sudden, Roland reaches down and grabs his holy symbol, starts speaking the words and the prayers that you guys heard so many times before, as these angelic, radiant spirits fly out and start attacking you guys and dealing damage to you as you're around him. You see him as
you
he's
just had to kill me.
praying.
You don't have to kill everybody.
As he's
Like,
praying, you
just
see
is fine.
you see tears coming down his eyes as he's using this to kill his comrades.
I'm thinking swimming in lava.
Oh,
Because it's cold fire. Die by fire.
Are you guys staying there, constantly taking this damage?
No, I want it done different.
No, oh, yeah,
I want
hold
to
on.
summon one of them.
I want to.
I want to just walk forward with my fucking moss beast and just like drop my weapon and just stare into his. I gotta kneel and then stare into his eyes, and then let him finish me with this angelic figure.
Well, you can still do that, but currently everybody's being damaged by his spirit guardians, and it does
Currently
not feel
nothing.
pretty.
Well, I'm taking a swim in the lava.
You see Tragon jump over and jump into the lava.
Jump into the lava. Thank God I lived long enough to watch this. I'm ready, Roland.
All right, you take 128 points of fire damage.
Half because resistance, but it doesn't
So,
matter.
yeah, you take 60 points of fire damage
Drown in the
as
lava.
from your feet to your knees is melted instantly. The searing pain, even though your resistance to fire, you're not resistant to having your shit just disintegrating.
Nope.
As you're slowly sinking in, screaming, unable to move as your body is just going through this pain, you see this look of terror on Chagrin. You guys have never seen fear in Chagrin's eyes before, but here you see him burning.
I'm dying with a sense of pride now.
Chagrin, you die a very torturesome death.
Mhm.
What else are you guys doing?
Oh, Draws, you could hit your charm again and see what the fuck happens. So did you describe my fate yet?
I'm waiting for Roland to describe your fate. He just told me what he did,
Alright,
and that's...
Roland, describe my fate.
This is gonna be a little overkill. As I see him get worn down and almost at the brink. Myself.
Wait, you do flame strike on yourself?
It's a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Fuck yeah, we're both burning in holy fire. Sick.
Mikey,
Do we
you
disintegrate into like angel dust and fly up into the column?
the fuck was that?
Back roll d20.
My bad. You take 120 points of radiant damage, Mikey. As you are not divine, you can only activate it so many times, and once per day is your limit. But you are muted because I can't hear you. You guys see him hit the armor, and it starts to activate, but instead of shielding and putting armor, he glows. And in a giant ball of light flashes, his body's gone, and the amulet falls to the ground. As lava starts to come up from the crack and goes over it. You guys are still standing there taking damage from this. You see Roland grab and pray as the tears start to flow. Yeah, he's killing you guys, but it's painful. Trusting in this, having faith in
But we're
this.
both dead now.
This
There's no more
isn't his
pain.
god. He calls down a searing, tall column of fire that hits you. The 10-foot radius not only kills Roland, Bells, and Tanglefoot, it also kills Sylvar and Xanthus.
Before I die, I
Cut your arm off.
before I die, I look to my brother and I tell him in Elven, "I'll see you on the other side. Sigbert needs to die for what he did."
That's just an elaborate way to TPKS.
Right?
And in there, the flame strike hits. All of you wake up in the same instant going, and you are back in the room you were before. Guards still there, but sleeping. And in the very center, you see the Mad Mortigan figure laying in the middle of the ground, weakened, faded,
Shit.
going, welcome back.
Wait, where is he lying down in the middle of the ground?
Yeah, he's lying down.
I want to try and give him lay on of hands just to see if it helps at all.
You go over there, try to get lay on hands, and it doesn't work. He says, apparently sending you that far into the future took a real toll on me. With that knowledge you have obtained, make good ripples. He smiles and chuckles a little bit. Drazaha, you don't have the armor of Bahamut. You guys have what you had back in that room. Bells, you don't have the Ion Stone. As you look around, the only items you have are what you had before you left the room. That was a extended dream state where your body spirit was put inside a created physical form and sent through time. Had you guys died while up there and only one of you died, only one of you would have woke up and saw the rest of everybody sleeping.
Oh shit.
And at that, he says, with that, I think I'm going to rest. But you have an appointment. And with that, there's a huge knock at the door. The guards go, oh, and Mad Mortigan's gone. They open up the door, and in walks Chancellor Thalen. He says, good morning. Are we ready for our court appearance?
Fuck it, that is a trippy last 24 hours, I just want to say.
Who's that? As he points over to Bells.
Wait, is he in person form? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we left, he was a,
No, he's standing in person for him.
fuck.
We had visitors.
You guys were told no. He looks over, says something in Draconic, and those of you that can understand Draconic, he's cursing out the guard for allowing visitation because they weren't supposed to have visitation.
I thought we were allowed to have visitations. We
So
just
do
don't
we
have guards
technically
around.
have all of our spells and everything back now as well?
Yes, you have everything that you
So
had before,
they're-
but you don't have a holy symbol.
The guards are surprised that I'm here, right?
Yeah, the guards are trying to figure out. They draw their weapons.
I hand Roland the 10 good berries. Here, Roland, I believe that this was your order. This completes our business. Then I turn and go to walk away, and I wave to the guards.
They kind of look at you like, food,
Just
Thank
a
you.
berry salesman.
and they're like, oh, sorry, we We must have dozed off or something. And
Did you not see my shiny ass robes? Like, come on.
Yeah, the noble robes.
I bowed him a good day. Where's Tanglefoot? Is he around? Fuck! Where's my dog?
He never existed.
He's part of a spell. He should be alive still.
Part of a spell you casted in the future, not in the past.
Fuck!
Damn right, Jack.
Alright,
Well-
I guess I'm gonna go look for a gem stall to steal from.
All right, as you go walking, as you go walking out, Mercer says to you guys, "Okay, so in about an hour, we're going to go into the King's Court, is what it's called. It's the area where the High Lord does all of his business with the Council. I believe you met with the Council before, have you not?
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to go in there. I believe we are fourth on the docket. The first three will plead their case to him, and then we'll be able to go forth, and the charges brought upon you guys will be brought forth. Do not speak unless spoken to and asked a direct question, no matter what is said. The High Lord, Galvanax, does not like to be interrupted or have things interrupted, especially considering we are in, well, you are all in question. For me to prove your defense, if there is anything you need to tell me, I need to know. Even if he was one of your allies, I need to know. Because it could be brought upon us as a lie. And any little false fallacy we have, that will come back on you guys.
So, is anybody saying anything?
I want to whisper to Dross. Use a whisper or message cantrip. And if I have to use subtle spell, I will use subtle spell.
Okay, you have to use subtle spell.
Okay. Should we be 100% truthful, or should we keep Bell a secret?
I think being honest will probably get us further in this situation.
Okay. Mr. Mercer. You didn't hear that.
Hey, Chuckles. Mr. Thallon, or just Mercer. Thank you. It's Mercer Thallon.
Alright. Mercer. That was one of our allies. He's a...
I start researching, like, druid gods and shit. to somehow figure out how to cope with getting killed by Roland.
All right. So we will... Are we back? Except for the cams.
Yep.
Derp, 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 derp.
Oh, I got wrong. We got everybody. It's working. It's working.
It's working.
Oh, not everybody, but we're coming back, boys. All right.
And we back. And we back. I hear my dodge. There he is.
Mercer says,
He just stole my sock, bastard.
all right. So that's one of your allies. Is he a part of any Thieves Guild? Is he a part of any deity we need to know about? He's not a priest of Bahamut, is he?
No, he
Okay.
he's one from nature. He doesn't stick to cities.
He's a druid.
You might be able to find him in my file back from the
Hooger War.
Ogre War.
He says, wait a minute. He's a druid. That might work to our advantage. He says, druids don't care about the bureaucracy of cities.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, as I'm walking the fuck away.
In your noble robes, saying you're
Right.
a berries salesman.
So
Yep.
he says, okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how we can swing this. Don't tell anybody he came to visit you here, though. Okay? And you just see him like almost looking like if he's calculating things off in a far
God, he's
distance.
doing long division. You should have paid more attention.
He says, okay. So when you go before the king's court, don't speak out of turn, even if you disagree with what's being said, unless you're spoken to, or he asks you, what do you have to say for yourself?
Okay, so speak out of turn and don't agree with anything he says.
You very well could find yourself headless if you speak out of turn, Chagrin. Galvanax is not one to take disobedience, especially when one is in trouble, any well. He personally executed the one he calls as the Deceiver. As he pulls out some scrolls and looks over some things, and he pulls out a scroll and he says, a drow elf who they believe the priests of Bahamut actually worshipped was this demon. So, if you guys are ready, we will be escorted to the King's Court and go from there.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right.
Can I try and sneak my way into the King's Court as a berry salesman? As a noble berry salesman?
As a witness.
As an audience member?
Actually, yes, you could sneak your way in there, as they are taking certain members of society in for the audience, because this is a big deal.
Well, I'm a noble merchant, so I would appreciate entrance to this fine establishment.
Make a deception check.
Okay. I have a Belzeron sheet. I have a copy of Belzeron. What the fuck did you do with my stuff? You want a deception or like? Oh, I guess they all suck. Never
Deception.
mind.
10 berries, 5 septums.
I got a fucking 0 and a 7.
You try to get your way in as a merchant, and they don't buy your
How about one
story.
that sells medical supplies? Huh? Huh?
They kind of reluctantly look at each other, but they're required to let a certain amount of people in, so they said, "Go forth, but be no trouble."
What trouble could a simple
A simple traveling berry and medicine
salesman.
supplies.
medicinal berry merchant could be no trouble?
So,
If anything, I'm a hero.
Yeah, because
Jordan.
legal in Stonefire now.
Yeah.
you get taken inside this huge, would almost be cathedral-type room.
Ooh.
On one end of this room, there are 12 chambers, or 12 chairs, that sit around this large throne, raised up about 20 feet above everybody else. In front of that is a large dais that slowly goes down into steps, down into an open platform with columns arranging every 20 feet. Before the stairway going down up towards the throne, there's another raised dais, which would be a balcony, if you will, to stand before the courts to be spoken to, with only like a 2-foot railing around it. Enough to say, this is the edge, don't fall over, stupid. But not enough to stop someone from falling over if you push it. Along the sides of the chamber, from the edge where the council members are all the way down to the entrance of this, are areas for people to sit, and currently filling up with people, and you are now one of them sitting on the sides. Down
I think
below,
to myself as I enter, this must be where Roland prays and does his worshipy stuff. He could sit on the high horse up there and judge everyone else around. This is probably it. Yeah.
Where I'm at, I'm going to sneeze.
with that, looking around, below, from across from where you're sitting, below the people on the other side, you see almost like cells, where the guards are bringing in groups of people and putting them in there and shutting them. One of the guard groups that are coming through, you notice, bring in your friends and place them in one of the cells. As you guys are taken into this once room that you came through, standing up on the dais, giving information to the High Lord Saren Brightblade, you find yourselves coming into this room, as a prisoner, as you guys are taken into one of the cells below the audience members. After a moment, the audience is quieted down as it sounds like a roaring rapids in here with everybody talking about whatever. A bell goes off, just rings, and everyone's attention gets drawn to it. You guys look over, and out of the doorway behind the large throne, you watch as a humanoid comes out, dressed like a gladiator. A guy yells out, "Mayor Alric the Fist!" As Alric the Destroyer, the one you watch defeat Wreck, walks out and sits on one of the council chairs. Another gentleman walks out a female walks out wearing robes of the finest, golden robes, made, hair bundled back, appears to be human. Head of Finances, Maldra Hawthwind, as she walks over and takes another chair on the council. As another gentleman walks in, you see him release a hood as it is a drow elf. Hand of the High Lord, Terrafin, as the drow stands next to the throne. In walks a silver dragonborn, Commander Alacrath, as he takes a seat on the council.
They need a berry merchant up there.
Another human walks in with a big two-handed sword. It was the human that was in the room with Mercer when you first met him. General Thane Gracchus. As he walks in and sits down on the council. Looking around, you don't see the Chancellor Thalen anymore. As you see him up behind the group walking in, the announcer announces, King's Chancellor Thalen. As he walks in, his eyes look at you guys, like, kind of makes a little gesture of, it's going to be okay, it's okay, as he sits down on the council. Sorcerer Supreme Vaishin. In walks a half-elf, gold skin with tattoos all over, wearing leathers abound with some type of wild staff in his hand. As he walks in and sits. Arch Magi Ericus. As in watch the necromancer Ericus, and takes his place in the last council chamber chair. High Lord Galvanax. As you hear, as a very large, almost huge blue dragonborn at 12 foot tall with wings out on his back wearing plate mail, all adorned with the Dragon Mother's emblems, walks forth, sits on this large throne as if it was designed to hold 3 massive humans. As he sits, the speaker says, "And now we may begin. Audience, please remain quiet." The head of finances, Maldra Hawthwind, stands up and says, "Since securing the last of the Thieves' Guilds, our finances are now back in order and we will not be missing anything from the merchant sales. We will no longer have an underbelly in this city that we don't control. No thieves and no guilds will ever run the people of Stonebriar again." And you see her Chargren look right at you and smile.
No, I smile back at her.
No, I'm the better man. Fuck this.
The High Lord nods towards her. Archmagi Ericus speaks up and says, "The tower has been completely secured. There will be no more issues, and my mages will be ready to go at a moment's notice, High Lord. If this army chooses to attack again, we can have a fleet of mages just to wipe them out." General Thane Gracchus speaks up and says, "My men are on standby in case your dragon stormtroopers can't handle it." You see the entire time Galvanax's face is stern, almost angered just listening to everybody talk. As one by one they start talking about certain events. Then it comes up to Ericus speaking. As he stands up, looks down at you guys and smiles. Says, Lord Galvanax, the Temple of Ioun has been closed. The Temple of Zion has been closed. The Temple of Pelor remains open until the trial which is next. The Temple of the Raven Queen remains open to tend to the dead. The Temple of the Dragon Mother is open to heal the wounded. The Temple of Kord is closed. The Temple of Moradin has been shut down. And the Temple of Bahamut, you've already dealt with yourself. The troop movements, we are ready for an all-out assault and retaliation when these next wave of goblins and this army moves forward. We will retaliate, follow them back, and destroy their stronghold. With that, we have fully secured Stonebriar. He kind of bows with respect and sits down. Galvanax stands up. Says, some of you may not know me. As he speaks, his voice booms and roars and echoes. He speaks with almost like he's eating angrily. Says, I am General Galvanax, leader of the Storm Scale Legion, Scourge of Battle, the Lightning Lord. Now I am the High Lord of Stonebriar. As he looks around over the audience and looks over you guys, he says, my devotion is to the people in whom I am responsible for. Elf, human, dragonborn, halfling, and gnome. They are all my responsibility. Now the citizens of Stonebriar and the territories of Theros are under my reign, my control, and my protection. As High Lord, I have already rooted out traitorous scum that stand in the way of the crown. The fallen High Lord will be sent to Erendor and sent to the islands of Fate and Trial, banished, never to be seen again along with the rest of her councilmen, for the crimes committed against the crown. I have dealt with the worship of a false god, a demon posing as a lesser being. I have dispatched his life myself. With that, I bring you heroes, or at least once heroes, accused of destroying the town of Arun, murdering hundreds of innocent people, and killing a dragon at which we sent to aid them against this growing menace up north. Before you will come witnesses. They will speak their story. They will tell what they saw firsthand. Bring out the prisoners. At that point in time, 12 storm guards come up and open the cage and they say, move forth, prisoners. And they guide you guys up onto that raised dais as you hear a bunch of people in the crowd booing. Calling out curses towards Bahamut's name. Calling out curses towards the Brass Heart. Curses towards the Crimson Jaegers. That any one of the Jaegers that's died has got what they deserved. This is not really uplifting. This is actually like, oh shit. At this moment in time, while you guys are standing up on the dais, you notice Chancellor Thalon gets down, walks up and stands on the dais next to you and says, I will be representing these gentlemen. And the High Lord says, are you sure you wish to do that? And the Chancellor nods to him. And he stands at your guys' side with the accusations coming your way. He says, bring out the accusers. And you guys see roughly about 20 of the townsmen that you rescued, or not rescued, but that you talked to and you interviewed for the murder of the blacksmith. You see the blacksmith himself there. They give their testimonies on how you came through and you saved his life and you solved the murder that had to do with the Thieves Guild coming through. And you guys started to head out towards the east. And you rode back and started slaying. They described how you called upon the powers of Bahamut and called
Can I roll
down
a
to
perception
smite.
check to see if there's anything weird about the people?
Absolutely, go ahead.
I'm gonna roll inside as well.
Can I roll a perception to see if they're all still wearing their necklaces of Tiamat?
Because you Jimmy, I'm wondering if I heard you correctly. You said
That was
when we
not
went
that
to
they're
go-
wearing him, just so you know, Drazaha.
Okay.
I was saying like you could roll. What was that, Silvar?
Right. You said that the blacksmith was there. The one that we found murdered was there. That blacksmith.
No, the one that was
Okay.
accused of the murder.
Okay. Got it.
The guy that you saved.
Okay.
Jordan, can you refresh your camera, or do you have your camera off?
It's not off. I can't see you.
I can see him.
everyone else.
All right, I want to refresh
You
my camera.
refresh.
Reconnect. With that, they give their testimonies. There you are. Now Roland's gone. Go figure. They traded one for one. They give their testimonies, and all of them are the same testimonies. They're not. Your insight check. They speak truth from their heart. They saw you guys come back and kill. They show wounds that they've received. They speak upon Silvar and his stealthiness with his blades, and they describe his long-toothed dagger, how Silvar would go and attack someone if he did. They describe Xanthus shooting his arrows and missing a lot and having to go into melee and hitting with his dagger. They described
Maybe they're right.
Not me.
They described Roland summing up this spiritual energy and described your spirit guardians, Roland. And how you pulled out a mace and had it float around, just whacking people like whack-a-mole. Dunk, dunk, killing people left and right. How Bells turned into a large cat and just started eating little kids. But Bells is not up here.
I've
As they
also
dis-
never turned into a large cat.
I know. As they describe Belle's character turning into a cat. As they describe Chagrin lighting the town on fire with his pyromaniacs.
Probably
with his
also true.
fireballs. They also describe how Chagrin kidnapped 2 girls in town.
Chagrin
Well, he did.
Fair.
Technically, weren't there 3 girls?
He's like, and yeah, I think there was 3 girls. To be fair. So, they're missing one apparently. They describe Drazaha starting in on killing people of the Dragon Mother with his hatred for them for some reason. And
In this false
extending...
reality, they deserved it.
You what?
I said I didn't say this in character, but I said in this false reality, they deserved it.
They give a very compelling argument and describe the events that you did. Then a dragon came to their town and scared you guys off. As that dragon looked for you guys vanished. That dragon gathered up the townspeople and brought them to Stonebriar. It went back to try and find you guys. And one guy speaks up and says, I watched them when they found him. They killed that dragon. One of them was cutting off the hide. Can only avise to make armor. And did any of you have dragon parts or components in your inventory?
I mean,
Not
we
my
had
inventory.
scales. We had scales
Bag of
and
holding.
balls.
I had
Oh, wait, but
2
wait.
That's
dragons.
all in...
Bag
Oh,
of
yeah, no,
holding
yeah,
does
bag
not
of holding.
count.
We put it in the bag of holding. That's right.
Yeah.
So
in
it
the
wasn't
bag of
on your inventory or anything.
No,
It's
it's in the
not
bag
a
of holding.
I did.
What'd you have, Chagrin?
I had 2 dragon claws and I think 30 pounds of wing skin.
it gets brought up
no.
that in the tieflings' items was these dragon parts and components. And the council all looking at each other and talking. You see, Jordan, you see a bunch of people talking back and forth like, how could this be? But then you see Trogren's face kind of like sink a little bit when they mentioned that he had these components and stuff. Everything's been checked in and listed. High Lord looks around, looks at the people standing before you, and they do sincerely speak the truth. They saw you guys do these acts. High Lord speaks up and says, Drazaha, the once called Brass Heart, step forth.
Drazaha takes a step forward.
You step forward. He says, you serve a false deity who was nothing more than a demon. You are accused of murder on multiple accounts like your brethren were before they were hung and executed for killing innocent people. There is a lot against you here. And he just kind of like looks down and like he's scanning you over up and down, looking to see if you're upset at this, you're okay with this, you're fine with this, are you a murderer, are you not a murderer? He doesn't know you. He's the new High Lord. All he knows is the evidence brought against you.
Yeah.
All he knows is what has been presented. Everything with Bahamut, all of that. And scanning and knowing on him, he definitely seems to be lawful and have a code of honor. But he's also chromatic, so it's hard to tell where that lies.
Yeah.
He says, with these accusations, with the fact of you serving this false deity, what do you have to say for yourself? And the room gets quiet.
I do not serve a false deity. I serve Bahamut, a demon in our midst that had posed himself as being a member of Bahamut's congregation as well. We did not pray to him. I had been at that church since I was 3 years old. Since I was tall enough to walk, I had been at that church.
He just leans forward onto his elbow and says, so you willingly admit the demon was a part of your church?
If what you say is true,
What I say is true.
that somebody turned into a demon.
A drow elf that you have
Yes.
been seen with.
Yes, there was a drow elf as in part of our church.
Did you know he was a demon?
I did not.
Oh, shit! I need a deception roll from you, boy.
Oh
Wait,
shit!
what
Come
did
on,
you
boys.
say there?
Plus 10?
I lied. I said I did not. Oh, what the fuck?
Doesn't he get a plus 5?
Yeah, don't you get a +5 though?
I get a +5 to saving throws. I don't
Oh, it's
get a
not a-
+5 to. What did you roll? A D20 +6? How does he have a fucking +6 modifier to anything?
Well, his base ability bonus.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, so
God
there's
damn.
that. So, he kind of smiles a little bit, leans forward, and goes, interesting. Then I guess it wasn't that big of a deal that I was the one that ran my blade through his chest. It was just kind of funny. He gurgled like a little stuck pig. Draza. And he just stares at you.
I don't react. I don't react to it at all.
Very well, then. You may step back.
I take a step back.
Gesundheit.
Chagrin,
So-
step forward.
So just to be sure, this is the High Lord, correct?
This is the High Lord. This is the big kahuna now.
Just checking.
He replaced Saren Brightblade.
Wow.
I take a step forward and bow at the High Lord.
You take a step forward. Chagrin, I believe you know Mrs. Hawthwind over here, as she points out his hand towards her.
Forestwind.
That I do.
She says that you impersonated someone to them, close to them, a leader of positions, and took control of a well-established, how do I say, development company for personal gain, including kidnapping of people. We'll talk about the children that you were accused of later. But would you deny that you took up a leadership role within her organization? Yes or no?
It was not myself, but I will admit that I did.
And I am not myself when I choose to go off and hang with humans. And everyone gets a chuckle out of it. He says, okay, you may step back.
And I bow and take a step back.
Roland Everhart, step forward.
And bow, I guess.
As you bow, he leans down and kneels. So he's almost on your level, but still at a very distance.
I don't think he's gonna be at my level kneeling if he's both tall.
True. But he's getting down eye to
I'm
eye.
4
Says,
foot
is it
9.
true you just recently opened up a temple here?
I did, sir.
He points out one of the guards. One of the guards walks up and says, would you invoke the name of Pelor for me? As one of the guards pulls out a dagger and cuts a huge gash in their arm. And blood starts to trickle down.
I will channel divinity and heal him.
You heal him and everyone goes, oh. Well, it appears Pelor is not a false god after all. Your church will remain open. Whether or not you're in charge of it will be a different story, as you are a part of this group accused of murder.
At the very least, I thank you for that, sir.
He nods and he stands back up. You may step back. Silva,
I
step
bow and step
forward.
back.
I step forward.
He pulls out a scroll and starts naming off people. They sound oddly familiar.
Yeah.
Because they're people you've killed. For money.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentions your handler. And all the inner workings of how your guild worked that you were contacted through.
Mm-hmm.
And says, I see you have profited well from this Thieves Guild. And he awaits your response.
Allegedly.
He's like, allegedly. You've been accused with this group of heroes of not being so heroic. Murdering innocent people. And killing a dragon that was sent to aid you. You, allegedly, are an assassin. A dealer in death. And you worship the Raven Queen, which is also that entangled with death. We have left the Temple of the Raven Queen open due to the fact some people need some type of explanation when loved ones die. But I feel that might not be able to happen, considering she is nothing more than a murderous vagabond, and uses little whelps like you to carry out her actions. Interesting. You may step back.
I step back.
Xanthus,
Keeping-
step forward.
Blank of face as I can.
I step forward.
I just have to know one thing. Why do you use a bow? You're horrible at it.
What are you talking about? Give me a bow right now.
Everybody dies laughing.
I can't even help myself. I'm gonna chuckle under my breath when he says that.
Give him a bow, have him test it against Arcus.
Yeah, Jordan, it doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. Well, then I still do the rest of that.
Okay. Just let me know how much.
And then I'll head back.
Do you need me to give you a note information? All right.
No, I got it.
Okay, cool. Just show me after the game. He says, apparently you fight better with a dagger than you do a bow. I'm just curious why you use a bow. But a ranger, let alone a ranger from a highborn elf society. How long has it been since you've been home?
I keep silent.
Nothing to say? Does the dragon have your tongue? You may
I
step
still stay
back.
silent.
You were all accused of killing a village. Overwhelming evidence against you. With agreements, some things do happen to match this story. Council, what is your decision?
Do we not get to defend ourselves at all?
Merrick,
I have at least 3 items in my inventory that they would have checked that came from the
Came from the what? It cut out there.
yeah, you cut out
came
there.
from the Beholder's Blade.
This entire time, you see Alacrath, like, he's in disbelief, like, he's not, this isn't possible, this doesn't, no, this is not happening. Mayor Alric says, stands up, takes the floor. I know of Silvar. I know of Xanthus. I know of Roland, and I know of Chagrin. I fought one of their comrades in the pit. Rek was a great warrior. May his soul rest. I do not know much of this Drazaha personally, but I do not feel there is overwhelming evidence to commit them. I vote no. And he sits back down. Maldra stands up, Mrs. Horthwin. She's like, I really don't know what more evidence you need. You got a whole village here that says they saw what they saw. It's not like they really denied the questions that they were asked. I vote yes. By now, all the audience is quiet.
Now the questions were about the event.
But yeah, we weren't asked anything about the fucking attack on the town or anything.
You guys
What?
were asked set questions about other things to see whether or not you would tell the truth or lie. Drazaha lied. Chagrin admitted to being the person who, not being
then-
himself.
And I want an insight check from all the motherfuckers on the board.
So going with this, they asked the hand of the High Lord, Terrafin. Terrafin looks over you guys and says, smiles at you, Silvar.
Mm-hmm.
I vote yes.
Wait, was Terrafin the one that was
Terrafin's that drow, yeah. That was there.
Yep.
incredible?
Now are
He
you
got
starting
what he-
to
he
get
got
the
what he wanted.
picture?
This whole lineup on the council is the who of all
Yeah,
people we
yeah.
want dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's your America's top wanted.
Yep. Stonebriar's
General
Michael
Thane
Hunter.
stands up and says, I know the works of these groups. I know the works of Drazaha and his companion, and he was no devil, no demon. And if he was, I do not know what magics were cast. But he was a good soul. I've been a general for a very long time. I've commanded many men. And I don't believe these men here before us. Well, maybe the one over there that's red and has horns. And maybe Silvar. Because he is... maybe Xanthus to protect it. Yeah. I still don't believe these men would commit these acts. I vote no. The High Lord looks over at Chancellor Thalon and says, what is yours? Chancellor Thalon, standing next to you guys, still says, I would not be standing here if I thought they were guilty. I vote no. And as the High Lord goes to speak, he's like, just so you guys know, this is like whether you should be expedited or get a trial.
Yeah.
If the votes go no, you'll get a trial, and each of you will be put up and asked questions. But if you're not given a trial, the punishment will be expedited. Vote comes up again and asks Alacrath. Alacrath stands, looks over at Silvar and says, no. I don't think there's enough evidence to expedite this. They said Sorcerer Valshin. He stands up and says, I think there is enough evidence. I vote yes. He said Archmage Ericus. He smiles and he stands up and he looks back and forth and says, if we allow them a trial, if what is true has been said, they are very powerful indeed. If we are to allow a trial, who's to say that their evil darknesses, their companionship with a demon, will not be able to influence others? I think what has been spoken has been said, and I vote yes. He sits down. Galvanax leans forward and says, the votes are tied. 4 yeses, 4 nos. With the current evidence I have here, I'm going to vote yes. You guys will be banished to the island of the Isles of Fate and Trial. There, you will be given nothing, and you will survive. If you live and find your way off this island and back to civilization, all of your crimes will be commit off. You will be found innocent of all counts against you. I hope you are brave warriors, and if you are right and you are innocent, and he looks over at Drozahar, then I pray your false god and yours, Roland Everhart, is with you. For the island of fate and trial is dangerous. Many things are lost upon these isles. You will be sent to Erendor tomorrow. Return them. As he waves his hand, the Chancellor says, "This isn't right. There's no way. There's not enough evidence. I'm not understanding. This has to be rigged. This is rigged. There's no way this works." At this time, Jordan, you're walking around trying to find the people that you guys destroyed. All of them are up there in the front, protected to where people can't get through.
Like even the civilians that were in the town?
Those are the ones that gave their testimony. But talking to
there's
other
only that
people
few left?
that did talk to them, their story's the same. And at that, you guys are escorted back to your prison cells. In chains
Wait,
this time.
the same room, though?
The same room you were in, but this time you guys have chains on.
Before I go, I will do however many sorcerer points to send a message to Lady Horthwin.
Okay.
Thank you for doing us such this grandest favor. And I want to leave her with a wink.
Shirapons replies with one word. With a wink. Ericus.
Okay.
As you guys are taken back to your cell, the guards are no longer on the inside with you, as you guys have been found guilty.
The door locked?
The door is locked, and the guards are posted outside.
All right. I regurgitate
Does this
my
door...
lockpick.
Yeah, does this door have a window? Does this door have a window? Or like bars?
They're bars. You can see right outside of them. Chancellor Thalen says this isn't right. I will see what I can do. You still have to go before the court in Arendor before they can officially set you out. I can file an appeal and maybe get you seen there out of this court, which obviously is not in your favor.
Hold up, Mercer. What do you know of this island? Of Fate and Trial?
Island of Fate and Trial? There's a teleporting ring in Arendor, and they send people to this island. It was thought first of to be some blessed land, but anyone who got sent there never returned. So they send prisoners there rather than sending them to their death to either live in a dog-eat-dog world or perish amongst the most chaotic.
So it's no different than the outside world.
This is also that true. But since no one has ever been seen again from there. Why do you ask?
We have been looking for an island that has been lost to the tomes of this era. I'm theorizing that the island of Fate and Trial is the island of which we look for.
So you getting arrested would be a good thing, then?
This is all in a theory. So take it with what you may.
Is there anything... what are you looking for? Maybe I could do some research between now and before you get sent there. So I can maybe aid you in this knowledge. At least that much I would feel better about than failing to try to at least sway your freedom here.
I want to turn back to the group and say, do you guys want any information? As we are trapped in here now.
Well, what would help us know if that was true or not?
Can I make a constitution check to throw up the lockpicks?
Sure, go ahead.
No, I'm kidding.
No, go ahead.
I just like to imagine while they're talking, Silvar's in the back going,
Like, I was just going to say, you see how Silvar's trying to throw up. Unfortunately, the ones that you swallowed weren't the easy returns, so they're kind of stuck in your esophagus.
It is hilarious. I swallowed them in a plastic bag.
They have cellophane.
Anyways.
Like,
Research the Dragon Mother. I want all information that I can of her and of Thorazadun.
Thorazadun. That is a
Yes.
name I have not heard in a long time.
Yes.
Very well.
That'd be very much appreciated.
How
Very
long do
well.
we have until we're expedited? If
They
this
said
doesn't
that
get
the
done?
caravan leaves in the morning.
Oh.
You
I
do
mean,
have
he
a
doesn't have
friend that
much
wishes
time.
to come speak to you tonight. I believe his name was Alukrath. He's one of the council members.
Right.
Yeah, we know.
He's
him.
like, all right,
Alukrath
I will
is a
get
close
this
friend.
information and I will see what I can do. You guys sit and relax. Jordan, you found out that they were taken back to their chamber. What are you doing?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any way of dispelling or fixing memories or anything, so I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do.
'Cause time's gonna go
I
on.
guess I need to. The cell that they were in, was there like a window out back?
Nope. You could be the
Someone
one
have
that
to
brings them their
figure out.
dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out fucking something here.
Yes, you is, especially because you can't just be a lizard.
Right.
Spider.
Be a spider. A giant spider. Ah!
Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire!
What was the guy's name that they were just talking to? It's not Alucrest, but it's
Mercer.
okay. Where is Alucrest right now? Like, would I know? Could I search for him?
Alacrath? Yes, you can
Yeah.
find him. He's basically out on the front by the wall, the front gate towards the east to try to reinforce the defense of the city. You bump into him while he's walking around. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I don't know. Have I met him before? I'm pretty sure I have.
You have met him before.
And it's Alucrath, right?
Yes, Alacrath.
And I say, hey, Alucrath, right?
He says, "Yes. Can I help you?"
And I look around. Is there anybody that's like paying attention to us?
Not really. I mean, everyone else is doing their own thing.
So we have a mutual friend who's in a bit of trouble, and I'm not quite sure what to do.
If you're referring to them, I feel you. I do have something I could use your assistance with.
Sure.
He looks around and says, "Come with me."
I follow him, but again, try not to lead myself into a trap because I'm not fully trusting.
He walks down to where a few guards are and tells them to go off, and he goes up into his actual office.
Okay, well, I follow for sure.
Shuts the door, and he says, "Today's deliberations were not the way I expected them to go. It feels as if the council is against them."
Well, I mean, I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't know who the council was before you asked Drazaha to surrender himself when he walked into town.
The reason why I asked him to surrender himself was so he would not be killed on the spot. I expected the judicial system to work, and it has not, in my opinion.
Well, the biggest issue is either those civilians who are probably paid at this point or are willingly under the effects of magic.
He says, "I would go with that one."
I can't actually even defend them because what is one story versus 7 or however many it was?
He says, "I have a theory, and if I'm right, Ericus is behind this.
Yeah, he's been a thorn in our side for a while.
I can get you your weapons, and your friends their weapons, and I could get you away out of the military compound. But you guys would have to go from there to Ericus's house. I do know he's at his manor right now."
Wouldn't stomping Ericus in this situation just make him a martyr and
If
just
you
put a permanent
killed
target on him?
Ericus, all of his magics would fade. And
Is
the
there
people,
no other way of dispelling magic in this town?
Considering he's the Archmagi, all the mages are in his pocket. It's not just those people. If he has manipulated high places of society with his magics, those will fade as well, and Ericus will be known as the Deceiver. If he is known as the Deceiver, 2 and 2 gets put together. You guys were falsely accused.
Well,
The truth will come out with Ericus's death.
I have a plan that we can give that offer to the group, the mutual friends. I know that you're probably going to see them at some point, right? You and Draws have this relationship, so to speak.
They've only been dating for a couple months. It's not a
Yeah,
relationship.
a couple months.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to, you can. I can transform into like a cat and travel with you, and then help to relay a message to them, and buy you time, to get an answer of whether we want to do it or not. Just introduce me as your pet, and hopefully I'll be able to walk in and out freely.
He says that might work. Let's go.
So I'd suggest if you want to write a note maybe, and then I can mold it into myself and
He says,
drop it.
I could just walk in there as you could follow me as my pet, and I could have left you there.
Sure. I have an issue talking as a cat, though.
There will be no guards inside the room.
Well, that is much more convenient. Okay. Then I shapeshift into a cat, and I hop up on his shoulder.
Shapeshift into a cat, and you hop up onto his shoulder, and he walks towards their cell. As as Alakrath approaches the cell, you guys hear the guards talking outside in Draconic, and the guards get dismissed. He pulls out his keys, unlocks the cell, and walks in and shuts the cell behind him. And says, "I'm sorry today did not go as well as you thought." And he grabs the cat and puts him down and says, "I believe he is yours."
Sorry. I painted a picture, looked fucking great.
I prance on into the cell.
He says, "I will be back in 10 minutes. I will need an answer." And he shuts the gate, yells at the guards for being gone too long. They come back like all scared, like, oh, and he walks off.
I shift out. Hello, friends.
Damn cat.
What info did you gather, Bells?
So it appears that our old drow friend is, again, a thorn in our side.
Yeah.
Seraphim? We knew that he's been a thorn in our side.
The one that he said.
Ericus.
Arcus,
That one.
yeah.
The other.
That would
The
be
other
the
one.
Necromancer Blue Dragonborn.
Yeah, basically half of that council.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I won't have that council dead.
Yep.
Well, fair. So,
Anyways.
our liaison there has a plan to get us out of the military district and get everybody their items back.
That sounds good to me. What?
But it's going
What
to be
was
up
his
to
plan?
us. He said that if everybody is under the effects of Ericus's magic, then if we stop him, it should dispel the magic, and then everybody would know that they were being manipulated.
Well, that was my plan from the start.
But the problem is killing a sorcerer in the middle of a town that he controls.
Yes.
So
Once you rid him of the town, he no longer controls it. I'm okay with this plan.
I thought
anyone
you were
we can be
implying burning the town.
Sure.
Oh no.
If that's the case.
Don't forget, he did say Ericus is at his home.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, that's convenient.
On one hand,
Also possibly
Finish up that
dangerous.
first mission we were given.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
on one hand,
You guys
Where
feel
we
like
can-
not leaving a mission incomplete?
we can kill him, or we can attempt to kill him. He somehow survives, and that just makes us look even worse.
Well, then
For
we need
everyone
to
to
just
kill us.
clear or die at that point.
Yes.
Yep. I feel like this is a moment where we need to just take a leap of faith.
I put my hand on
Mhm.
Roland's head. It wouldn't be the first time I took a leap of faith.
Don't even bring it up.
I'm equally as pained by it as you are.
Mm,
We need to take
Questionable.
this opportunity that's been given to us, and we need to capitalize on it.
So,
You become a fucking
That's-
cleric of vengeance now.
That's
You get this
Are you all-
Mangekyou Sharingan.
just my
because you
opinion.
Killed your friend.
are you all on board with trying to kill Ericus tonight?
Well, you have 10 minutes to decide, friends.
Well, how are we getting our weapons back?
Were you not listening, you fool?
Alakrath is bringing it. I smack Xanthus upside the back of the head while Bells yells at him, and I say, "Maybe this will help." And I just kind of smack him up on the
You
back
do
of the
that,
head,
and the
really
guards-
fucking hard.
Kind of yelling, not really look, but like for a split second, Bells realizes he's in plain sight, especially he raises his voice. Said, "Keep it down in there."
I'm gonna smack Zan with my fucking staff right in his shin.
I try to like scooch Jaws over and be like, "Jaws, can you kind of block the door so that they don't get good a view?"
Christ. I
Into the
shift
rest of the
back into a
cell.
fucking cat.
Okay.
You guys have 10 minutes to decide before he comes back. And I'm just gonna go back to the door and I'm gonna start meowing at it and just like scratching on the door.
When this is over,
Draws
it's been
a-
10 minutes.
What's up?
Meow.
I've started a timer.
Gotcha. I was just
If it
gonna
means-
say to Drazaha.
It's literally
I know this
1
is
minute.
The way you wanted to dispose of him, but I feel like this is our only chance.
I start climbing the door as a cat.
Mikey,
Poke my head out. Meow.
he was talking to you.
You're muted, Mike.
Mike,
Oh, muted. It's the unplug, replug.
He
or
said,
mute?
what did he say? He didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I was telling Drazaha that this may not be the way you wanted to dispose of Arcus, but this is the one window of opportunity we have.
Yeah, no, I, as I have stated when you couldn't hear me, I agree.
We're going to dispatch the dragon.
The blue dragonborn.
Well, it wouldn't be your first time.
And
Being
I
an
also
accomplice
look
to killing a blue dragon.
I look to Chargrin in this moment as well, since we saw the council, and I say, "Is that was she the Horthwind you spoke of?"
Yes, she is
Long
Lady
ago.
Northwind.
Yeah, so who is this bitch to you anyway?
Was that in character or out of character? Because
Out of character.
she is the handler that I had when I first came to when I came back to the Prime Material Plane.
Oh, okay.
She's very torturous, very evil, very manipulative, and has done very bad things to a lot of people.
What form was she on the council?
Human.
Human? Okay.
Somebody needs to work on alter self.
Yep.
Roughly 10 minutes has gone by. Alacrath comes up to the cage, the door, the guards are there. And he looks in and says, "What say you?"
I look to the rest of the group. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
You see Alacrath grab the two guards and slam their heads together and they fall down.
Fuck.
He says, "I figured as much." He opens up the cage,
Meow! Fly off the fucking door.
brings in a chest and sets it down, and there are all your items.
All of them?
All of your items, including your parapet wound closure.
Oh, thank God, 'cause, dude, that thing sucks.
You guys
My legs
don
are-
on all of your gear. Your magical items will take time to attune to because you've been away from all of your items. He says, "We don't have time for that. I will take you to a place you can." He takes you guys out through some hidden tunnels within the military compound and to an
Ew.
old bunker below the military gate compound.
I want to remember that layout.
No problem.
Same.
He gives you guys gives you an hour so you can do your attuning to your items. You attune to your items, and he tells you, out this door,
Daggers are ready.
you travel 200 feet, take a left, travel 1,000 feet, and you'll come out the sewer pipe over by Ericus's home. He says, "I can't follow you there. I have other business to attend to." Alacrath says, "Good luck." And he looks at you, Drazaha, and says, "May Bahamut be with you."
And also with you.
He
Such a Catholic
Lift up your hearts.
Also with you. Lift up our hearts.
Assalamu alaikum. He heads off, and as you
Alaikum
guys
salam.
open that door, it's the sewers. You guys climb your way through the sewers. You check out the manhole cover. It is now towards the evening, roughly around 11 o'clock at night.
Assassination time.
City streets have been emptied, and as you open up the manhole cover, you see there, 500 feet, Silvar's, the house you visited plenty of times before Ericus purchased it. As you guys gather out of the sewer pipes, and you step off to the side, ready to go forth towards Ericus's home and strike the final blow with this thorn that has been in your side for a very long time, we're going to end tonight's game right there.
Fucking knew it. God damn.
So, well, guys, everything has finally come to fruition. Everyone who watched, stopped in today, thank you very much. Everyone who catches us on YouTube, thank you very much for hanging out. I'll give you some credits, and we're out of here.